everyone. I wasn't able to set stuff up like I normally am, so I am going to have to go back into the back end for YouTube and adjust some things, as is sometimes the way, because for some reason YouTube was not a fan of me creating a live stream before I went live today, and so hence why I'm late. I was having some technical difficulties. Hello, Cherry, and hello, probably YouTube at some point. I'm just gonna see. I don't know if we're live right now. I don't know what's happening. I don't know how I see that. I think it's freaking out. Oh, there we go. Cool. It's totally changed my title to something I didn't want, despite the fact that I said not to do that. I'm just going to try to use this title. I don't know if it was blocking me because of the word fartacular, but we're just going to use it for now. Don't get mad at me, YouTube. This is a real book that came out, okay? It's not my fault. I didn't choose this life. DC chose this for me. I have no say. So that's where we're at right now. There we go. Okay, I think that should be good. Hello, everyone. Just give me a second while I update this really quickly, just because as I said, my stream didn't want to let me update it before. Normally, I do all this stuff prior to even going live. It's like a whole process. And unfortunately, this time I'm going to have to do it after going live, which is not the preferred way, but it is what it is. Okay, that is set up. Now I just need to can I do my tags right now? I think I can. Tags, right now I have no tags. Copy those in. I had to do it like 3 times and it kept erasing everything. Anyways, hopefully everybody's having a good day. Yeah, we are going to be discussing, I mean, a lot of comics. It was a big week this week for me, especially for me. Honestly, I got more comics than Duck got, I think. Thank you so much for the Guide the Raid, Chris. Just in case he's still alive. All right, I guess we'll see if he's still alive when we finish. Yeah. Thank you for the Guide the Raid. Hello, everyone. Okay, that's all set up. Everything should be making sense now. I hope. I hope everything makes sense. There was also something else I wanted to say. I have a bit of a migraine, so if you see me holding this frog up to my head, it's just because I have a migraine. Mage, thank you so much for the 5 gifted subs. Oh my goodness. Thank you so, so much. Oh my gosh. Thank you. Welcome on in, Emo, Sean, All Damage, DH Motorsport, Lychee, Glimmers, and Percy Bunny. Thank you so much for gifting subs to our new friends there. Welcome on into the Fang Gang. Yeah, unfortunately, I am dealing with a little bit of a migraine, so we're going to go for as long as I can, and hopefully we can get through everything. Because I'm not really feeling 100%. I've been like up and down. That's why I'm also late, because I kind of had to lay down for like 40 minutes to just help my brain. And then I got really cold, so I had to put on a sweater, which apparently can happen when you have migraines. Also, some massive damage being done to our stream boss over here, Jarrell. Oof. Oof, Jarrell's almost out of life. Whoever gets Jarrell down to 0 basically takes over as stream boss. Although I think if you gift a membership or gift a sub to do this, it goes to whoever you gifted to. Just FYI. Cherry, hello. Chemdog, hello. James, hello. Nick, hello. Josh, hello. Joker, hello. Homie, hello. Otto, hello. Rapala, hello. Kyrie, hello. AJ, hello. Thank you. Yeah, I love this Pikachu sweater. This was gifted to me by my friend Jen. Steven, hello. Thank you. I also love this color yellow on me. It's very bright and cheerful. I like yellow. It's one of my favorite colors, actually. Let's blame DC. Yeah, let's blame DC for that one, James. I agree. I love your hair. Hope other than that, than being a YouTuber, but you're doing well. I am doing pretty well, other than the migraine. I'm doing pretty good, honestly. I got to read some Absolute Martian Manhunter today. I got my chores done today. I filmed some stuff. So it's been a very productive day despite my head protesting that I should not be doing things. I have been doing it in spite of my brain. I have so much other work to do, but that's fine. I love it, so I'm not complaining. Good luck on the game. We're not playing a game today. We're going to be talking comics, AJ, but my title did, up until recently, say that I'd be playing Assassin's Creed, so yeah. Enzo, hello. How's it going? Anytime I have a migraine, I just hope it's my telepathy coming in. Honestly, Steven, I hope it's my telepathy coming in. That would be pretty sweet. But I'm not here alone today, everyone. Talking about Harley tonight. We'll definitely be talking about some Harley tonight. I don't know if you guys saw the Harley Quinn Fartacular came out. Rapala, thank you for the hydrate. I don't actually have any water, but I'm going to summon my guest, and maybe my guest will get some water for me. I have to refill my jug, but I have to do dishes. It's a whole thing. You know, the dishes struggle is very real for me as someone that spends most of my day filming stuff, taking pictures, streaming. Hard for me to get to sometimes. But I will welcome in my guest, Uptown Duck, who is here with me tonight. I almost said Nighttown Duck because I was reading the Nightbot comment. If you guys would like to welcome Uptown Duck in with me and say hello to Uptown Duck, maybe Duck will appear. He said that he had to be summoned. Critter Nation, hello, how's it going? Homie, you're about to make dinner. What are you making? It is a cute froggy, right? I like this little froggy pack, James. It's super cute. So it's a your grain. Yeah, it's a migraine. You can't have it. I wouldn't want anyone here to have it, honestly. It sucks. Literally feels like someone is hammering on the inside of my head right now. But, you know, I'm used to it. It's not the worst one I've had. Cherry said, so it's wonderful to see you. I love your hair. Hope other than YouTube being a butt, you're doing well. Fair enough. Still dealing with a sinus infection. Oh no, Cherry. Yeah, I hear you. I was actually just like having a bit of a coughing fit before I jumped on. And I was like, ugh. And Duck was like, why are you saying And I'm like, because every time I cough, it really hurts my head. And he's like, stop doing that. And I was like, yeah, that's a good idea. Steven, that's a lot of ducks in chat to summon Duck. Donovan, hello. I'm glad you like comics. Me too. Does it actually smell? I believe it does. I will say Duck smelt the inside of the wrapping because it came in a wrapper. And he had a whole reaction to that. So, yes. How is Absolute MM? Absolute MM is amazing. I do have a migraine, Mage. I am in pain. Oh, I see a duck in the distance. Duck, is that you? Are you being summoned? Lummox said, should I summon Duck? Which gen was it from? Princess Gen? Which gen? What? Were we talking about Jen? I don't think I was talking about Jen.
You said your friend Jen bought me this sweater.
Oh, this is from Jenna not Jennifer.
Yeah, hello everyone.
Duck has appeared. Hello, Duck. How's it going?
Good.
Welcome in.
I'll mic up in a sec.
All right.
Just gotta get somebody some...
Rapala says, hello, Duck.
Where's your glass?
It should be over there on the side by the dish rack.
Nobody filled up.
Oh, thank you, Mage. I appreciate that. Yeah, I said to you, I need to like clear dishes to fill up the Brita. But you can just get me tap water.
Is this why I was summoned?
Yes, this is why you were summoned, to fill up the Brita. Thank you, Mage. Yeah, my stylist, when I got my hair cut the other day, got my hair touched up, got it cut, she straightened it. So it was straightened by a professional. I have now slept on it for a few days, so the waves are coming back in. My hair is naturally kind of curvy, wavy. And I do like the curls, but every time I straighten it, or someone straightens it for me, I'm like, I do miss the straight hair. I used to wear my hair straight for multiple years. Are you good?
There's just a lot of dishes in here.
There is a lot of dishes. Nick, thank you so much for the 99-cent super chat. Thank you so much.
Nick, you were one step closer to slaying Jarrell.
Yes, Jarrell is at 795 health. less than a quarter of Jarrell's health is left right now. Dangerous times. Josh, do I even want to know why Harley's comic is called Fartacular? It's because it's a scratch and sniff comic with
That
farts.
has to do with farts.
DC basically made a fart fetish comic
Yeah.
because that's a whole thing with Harley.
Okay, I'll be there in 1 sec.
That's a real thing. Duck said he's going to be here in 1 sec for real. A duck of unusual size. He is a duck of unusual size.
Will you smell the comic live?
If chat wants me to smell the comic live, I will. If, is that a thing you guys want to see? Should I smell the comic live? Thank you, Marvel Man. Yeah, it was professionally done, so. I do think about straightening it every day. I'm like, maybe I should have switched back to having straight hair, but I don't know. I think I miss the curls. I do like the volume of the curls. The one thing I don't like about having straight hair is that I feel like the hair just looks like so flat to my head. And I like when you have curls, it just like naturally gives you more volume. Like I still have volume with straight hair, but it's very straight. It's a look. Every now and then it's nice. I might straighten it again tomorrow. We'll see. See if I'm feeling curls or straight hair. What comics are we talking about today, Marvel Man? We're about to go through that in a moment. I'm just waiting for Duck to join me. Mage wants to know, hey, Duck, you getting excited for WrestleMania? Did Cena break your heart?
Oh. Is this on?
You gotta turn it on. Steven, thank you for the super chat. I don't know what headset I have connected here. I guess this one. Is the Astro 30 on? Can you turn that on?
The Astro? It's not on. I turned it off.
Just so it gets read out.
Got a couple super chats over there.
I was
Hello,
wrong
everyone.
with that.
Testing, testing. Can you hear me?
Sorry, Steven. It might not get read out by Gladys today because I don't have the headset on. But I appreciate your super chat and I will read it out. Just a little support for pushing through your headache to talk about comics. How long before a Deadpool fart comic? Oh
Jesus.
my goodness. Could you imagine if Marvel follows suit? I wouldn't even be surprised. That's the thing.
Sorry, you just mentioning that, like, disappointed me. Like, I felt...
Should I just remove the chat from the screen? I don't know where we'd put it.
It can go on my face. That's fine. No one's looking in this direction
What?
anyway.
Everyone's looking at you. What are
That's
you talking
fine.
about?
Anyway, I can't believe that this fart fetish comic exists in the first place. But, like, come on. God, DC, what are we doing?
What are we doing?
I will admit, right now, DC is having a renaissance of books. I think they're having...
Except they also did this.
Yeah, well, I'm getting to that. They might be having the best relaunch in comics history with All In. You have the All In stuff, which has all been pretty solid. And then next you have the DC Absolute, which are all selling ridiculously well. Martian Manhunter, which we'll get to in a second, was originally going to be a 6-issue mini. And just off of the sales of issue 1, which came out, what day is it today? Thursday? Yesterday.
Yeah.
Just based off of the basically pre-orders and 1-day sales has been extended to a 12-issue mini.
Thank you for the hydrate, by the way, Rapala.
Like, that's just how crazy the DC sales are. And then DC said, you know what? You know what we need? We need a scratch and sniff fart comic.
Yikes. Lumix, thank you so much for the $5 super chat. Oh my goodness, also, I'm so sorry. How did I miss this? Steven's $5 super chat. It's Steven, the stream boss. So, Steven, you are currently stream boss. You are the boss of the stream, which means that if you want me to scratch and sniff a fart on stream, I will do it for you. And also, it means that if you send any other super chats on YouTube, it'll heal you up. Just FYI. But Lumix, thank you so much for the $5 super chat as well, doing some damage to Steven. And thank you. Lumix, did you just send that because you knew that I'm probably going to be Was that like because we were talking about this and you're like, oh boy, Amanda's gonna have to read and smell that comic?
So, Chemdog, neither of us have seen Sasha's short yet, just because
Did she film a short of her smelling it?
Amanda's going to
Because
be
we were talking about that. I was talking to Sasha about that.
Amanda's going to be reviewing the video,
I'm gonna be reviewing the video.
or reviewing the comic,
Oh, I am.
yourself,
But yeah, I'll
so
probably still watch her short.
avoiding spoilers as much as possible.
I just haven't had time to look, honestly. I'm definitely gonna watch that short. I can watch it before I review. I think I can still watch that. I really want to watch it actually. Did Sasha smell it in the short? Because I was thinking of
embarrassed
making a
as well,
short of my
Steven.
first reaction
I'm embarrassed.
to it. If we don't do it live on stream, I will film it for you guys and
Well,
myself.
My answer to that, Josh Anthony, over on YouTube, is that I think so. I think that ever since the DC animated series, I think it was season 4. It's the episode where Harley and Poison Ivy kidnap Bruce Wayne. I think ever since that, the seeds of their relationship were planted. No pun intended, because Harley. But I think that's what it is. Also, I believe it's Kyrie. What movies do I watch? As a film major, I watch everything from good movies to terrible movies. If you know Lucy McPhee over from her Twitch channel, at Lucy McPhee, if you don't, go check her out. But we watch a lot of terrible movies together. We're both film majors, and one of our pastimes is to just watch and critique absolutely horrible movies. I do watch horror, yes. I love horror.
That's Lucy's Twitch. for you guys on
Horror
YouTube.
is one of my favorite genres.
Lumix said Steven needed a love tap. I appreciate that, Lumix. I appreciate you saying that $5. Just a little love tap for Steven. I like that as stream boss.
Keeping them in check. you know.
Jack, hello to you.
Also, Steven, if you didn't know, as the stream boss,
The comic definitely stinks. That's sure it does.
any more contributions to the chat that you make will heal you.
Yes, I said that. Reverend Potty Mouth, hello. Have y'all tried to watch a lot of terrible movies from the 70s and 80s? I think that's to you, because you were talking about you
Oh.
and Lucy. I mean,
Yeah,
I can definitely say that I have seen some terrible movies from the 70s and 80s, yes.
everything.
I'm a big Mystery Science Theater fan, so I've watched a lot of bad movies through that. And one of my friends, John, used to have like a bad movie night that I used to go to like monthly. He would do it and he would curate the films. John also is a person that like works and studied film. So I also studied film, but I studied more like on camera stuff because I went to school for basically on camera acting for film and TV.
I did everything. I mean, I love 70s and 80s, like shitty straight to VHS homemade B movies, like Samurai Cop. Oh God, what was it? Something Ticket to Hawaii. Blood Debts. That's another good one. But like, yeah, just like any terrible film, you can still find enjoyment in. They're so real.
Lumix says, what do you consider a bad movie? I find that subjective. I mean, it's definitely subjective, but there are some things that I think that break, like for example, the way you, let's just talk about the way you shoot something. There are certain rules that you have to follow when you shoot things so that it makes sense, so that you as a viewer can understand the action in a scene, what's happening in a scene. And so there are certain
Heart Ticket to Hawaii, thank you.
rules that you have when it comes to even just like shot to shot and how you edit something that people will just like break so the movie isn't coherent anymore. And that I would say is pretty objectively bad filmmaking. Doesn't mean that it's not still entertaining though. So
like The Room is entertaining bad. I've seen
yeah, The
a lot
Room
of
is
people like to
bad,
say The Room
though.
is the worst movie ever made. It is not.
No, it's not the worst.
There's
I've
so
seen
much worse. Also, yeah, Kyrie, I'm Jamaican, so spice is like has been a part of my life since birth. I eat nothing but spice.
So we
Trauma movies, yes. Let's get into this.
let's talk about some comics.
Let's get into the
Do
comics.
we like spicy? I cannot tolerate spice, but I like spice. Homie, thank you so much for the 5 stream streak. Thanks for streaking on through. I appreciate you. Okay, so yeah, let's talk about some comics. I have my camera set up. I don't know. I didn't test it, but it's here.
We're gonna see how this goes. But
Let's see how
anyway,
it works.
we're gonna start with the one that everyone's been talking about right now. Has not been read just yet.
Seems to be working so far.
Let's see here. But because there's going to be a full review on Amanda's YouTube channel for this.
I guess I should move my camera so that it's just more than duck, maybe. You don't need to see me, but if you want to see more than my hand, I'll allow it.
Hello.
Hello, Steven. Thanks for the super chat. Thanks for healing back up.
I'll freeze the frog.
Yeah, will you freeze the frog? Will you give me the other one?
Yeah.
Other pack?
The big guy?
Yeah, please.
Yep.
My head is...
Harley has always been my
I just
least
need you to
favorite
move in a
siren,
little
so
bit.
Catwoman if I
Is my
having good
audio
solo runs while
playing?
Harley
Hey,
has this
what's
fart
happening?
comic kinda makes me laugh.
Oh, that is Gladys. Okay. All right. I was like, what is happening? That was Gladys. Why can't I make this bigger? Okay. Oh, yeah.
You're now
That's-
Cyclops.
That's a good ice pack. Thank you, Steven, for the $5 super chat. Healed back up a stream boss. Steven says, Harley has always been my least favorite siren, so Catwoman and Ivy having good solo runs while Harley has this fart comic kind of makes me laugh. Crying face. Yeah, I mean, I really like Harley Quinn, to be honest with you. I really like Harley Quinn. I think this is pretty ridiculous, though. And, I don't know, because, like, part of me feels like Harley would actually be into this idea. But then the other part of me is like, is this, like, not the most weirdly, like, objectifying thing we've ever done to Harley Quinn? It's got to be up there, right?
It's gotta be up there.
It's got to be up there because it is so fetishy.
So, Kyrie, this comic is literally a Harley Quinn scratch and sniff fart book. I don't know
This
how
is
else
giving
to
Harley
describe
Quinn
this.
animated vibes at the beginning here a little bit.
Yeah, scratch and sniff, but the only scratch and sniffs are farts.
Yeah, I think so.
And the comic had to come sealed in a bag when I bought it.
The art
and
of fart. We're going to the museum.
The owner of our LCS had to say that like they all had to be sealed so that the package wasn't stinky.
Okay. I don't see any sniffing yet.
Oh, wait, go back.
Did I miss one?
Up there.
But is it, like, I'm just used to it being, like, a different type of page.
Smell it. I dare you.
I don't want to. Shouldn't I film this for the people?
You are filming it.
I know, but is someone gonna clip this? Are we gonna turn this into something?
Hello, everyone.
Do you want me to do it in the other camera if I do it?
No, just embrace the moment.
Just embrace the moment. But is that a scratch and sniff? Because it doesn't look like the right type of paper.
You gotta sniff it to let me know.
I'm scared. Do I scratch it?
Whatever.
Oh, I can already smell it. Do I scratch it?
Just smell it, I guess.
Rub and smell.
Rub and smell.
Well, now my finger's gonna be stinky. Smells like kerosene.
Oh, Jesus.
Wanna smell
No,
it?
I can smell it. Since you rubbed it.
My thumb doesn't smell bad though. So there you go.
I hate this. I hate all of this. Can we put that back in the bag now?
Anyways, so I'll be reading it and smelling it.
Please come watch the video. Make this worth it. For the love of God.
I don't know if I should film my reactions to all of the rub and smells for the video.
I'll make a compilation. And I'll just feed them
That might
throughout.
also be something. Should we do that for members only?
I hate this.
So that is something. Lumix, thank you for clipping me smelling that fart. Stank finger Amanda unlocked. It's that bad? It's pretty
pretty
stinky.
bad.
Yeah, Salve. Pretty stinky. Put it in the fire. Oh my gosh. The entire like block would go up in flames. So stinky.
We might just release it to the atmosphere and then we're all
Might be
dead.
dangerous, yeah. Where do we get our comics? We get them from our local comic shop. So we have a local comic shop that we go to.
Do you want to say what it is? We've said it before.
Oh yeah, Gotham.
We go to Gotham Central.
It's not really, I guess, local.
Not the real Gotham.
It's not really local, I guess, for me, but it's not real Gotham. We don't go down to Gotham in DC Comics.
We get mugged.
We get mugged every week. Every week we go. We get mugged because we're in Gotham.
They take our money and give us comics.
You can smell it through your phone. Yeah, probably that reaction. I hope that sold everybody on that comic. Ship the comic to your worst enemy.
No, truly. That.
Seriously. Taking one for the team, yeah.
I mean, I'm waiting for you.
I mean, I wonder if the story is good, though. Like, who wrote it, right? So this is how democracy dies, with stinky comics.
Star Air? Star? I've never seen this name before.
I've never seen that name.
Let me look it up.
Yeah, look it up.
You can get started on this next comic, which you did read.
I did read this. This is Absolute Martian Manhunter, which I'll also be doing a full video on. But if you guys would like,
this
check it out.
is my comic of the week. I can't believe how good this comic is.
Your comic of the week?
Yeah. I've already read a bunch of comics from this week, from our poll, and this is bar none.
Duck had a day the other day. I was filming a bunch of stuff, and while I was filming, Duck was reading.
I was reading.
Alas, since we've got new comics, I've spent most of my time filming because there has just been so much news and things coming out, but I did manage to steal away and read some Martian Manhunter. I've been reading also a lot of Vampirella this week. I'm preparing for an interview that I'm going to be doing with Christopher Priest, and I also have another interview coming up probably after that. It's not scheduled yet, so I don't want to say what it is in case it doesn't end up happening. But I have another one that I'm really excited about that I'm also preparing for, so some cool interviews. But I think this comic is what I will say, just briefly about it, is the perfect reason why I feel like Javier Rodriguez is one of the best comic artists of our time. I am a big Rodriguez fan. If you guys didn't know about me, one of my favorite comic book artists. And so, yeah, and I think that you can see why in some of this. Let me just pull up like a really good.
Next.
Yeah, not here.
No, keep going.
I mean, we already saw that.
Yeah, no, you can keep going. There's the city when he's on the streets. Oh yeah, that's good too.
This is really good. Sorry, just my camera will need to now refocus for some reason, even though we literally didn't move
There we go.
I just love the way that Rodriguez interprets, I don't even know, just like the visuals here, the colors, the lines. There's so many things. So who's doing, is it just, wait, let me look.
So Jack,
I was going to say, it would be also Rodriguez doing the colors, right?
I would say in terms of Absolute approaching DC characters.
The ending for this one is also bonkers.
Yeah.
I actually really liked the way it ended, and
I know Sasha did not.
I know.
But I would say this is the character that, in terms of approaching things in Absolute in a completely different way, while paying homage.
I think this one is the most different.
This is the most different, for sure.
Yeah, the most different, but still feels within. It's not so different that it's not that it doesn't understand the character. You know what I mean?
Because there's so many. If you know
So
Martian
many
Manhunter,
references.
there are so many references to classic.
And I was saying, I think this is going to be the comic that most people are going to come back to. I think it's going to be really rereadable. I think it's going to be really collectible in terms of trades.
And I will say this with camp, because I've been a camp fan like from the beginning. Not to be like camp hipster here, but in terms of his stuff, it reads better the more that starts to come out. A lot like Hickman. How Hickman's stories sometimes at the beginning seem a little maybe overbearing, or there's just like too much information coming at you immediately, or not enough, it feels like sometimes. The longer it goes on, the better it gets. And I can already see that from Absolute Martian Manhunter. If you guys are picking up a few... Whoa!
Cherry, thank you so much for the resub.
Thanks,
9
Cherry.
months sub-anniversary, 3 more months, and I'll sub to you for a year, and I can't wait to celebrate that. You are incredible,
Aw.
amazing, and sweet streamer and friend. I'm so glad I get to call you a friend. Keep being amazing, Amanda. Lots of love to you. Oh, thank you, Cherry. Lots
Thanks,
of
Cherry.
love to you, too. I can't wait. Soon it'll be a year. That means we have our stream baby, so you have to tell me what we should name
Your
our
stream baby. 9 months.
9 months. Happy 9 months. Thank you, Cherry, so much for the 9 months. That's a long time, my friend.
So if you guys need to pick up a comic this week,
You don't like MM in general? Yeah, if you don't like MM in general, then it might not be your vibe. I mean, I definitely think it's for...
I mean, it's different enough that it's like, this could be the MM that you do enjoy.
I mean, yeah.
If you just dive in with any, like...
I personally feel like it is still for Martian Manhunter fans.
It is, but it's so different that you can appreciate this comic for what it is.
Jack was saying, you were saying you don't understand how it fits into the Absolute line. What do you mean when you say that?
Because in terms of that, it's like, for a lot of these comics, we're about, 6 issues in for the other ones, and only 1 issue in for the new ones.
Yeah.
So when
It's
we...
just the beginning.
Yeah, when we come around, we'll see
Where
how
are they
it
doing
goes.
Absolute Detective Champ? I don't think we have a release date for something like that yet.
That'll
I would love
be
that.
that'll be the first 100 issue spanning Absolute comic.
Yeah,
But
Detective
sorry,
Champ would
what
be
I was
cool.
trying to say is, if you need to pick up a comic this week, I would recommend Martian Manhunter. It's very good. It's a #1. It's a jumping on point. But I would also highly recommend
Do
Bug
we know
Wars.
that Martian is an alien? Yes, we do, Kyrie. We are aware of that. That Martian Manhunter is an alien
But-
and standardly from Mars, but we also don't really know.
Well, I was going to say, do we know for Absolute?
For Absolute, we don't really know what's going on. I feel like it might be interdimensional in Absolute. I feel like it could be.
I mean, I don't want to
some other
spoil
thing.
much because I think it's
on what I've
a
read.
reading experience.
Mm-hmm.
The whole Absolute universe is kind of hard to gauge what it's trying to be. In what sense? Because I feel like they kind of outlined that very early on, in that it is a universe if Darkseid were to create it. So not necessarily something that is all
What
evil.
it's trying to
The
be.
Absolute universe is a universe built on hardship and having to overcoming odds from the start.
Think that, I mean,
that's what
I feel like Snyder has also kind of talked about
that's what he said at
the
San Diego
focus,
Comic-Con.
yeah, on what it is about.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's also about bringing people into comics,
Mhm.
giving people good spots to kind of come in by retelling the stories of these characters in ways that are different and unique, but still stay true to the principles of the characters and what they represent.
Lummox on 100%. If
I had to sum it up.
if Marvel has the Ultimate Universe, Absolute is exactly what that is, but for DC.
Yeah.
It is a new universe that takes inspiration and cues from classic DC books, but is its own universe and is doing its own thing
And
with
Absolute, I think, is even less bogged down in continuity, because even though there is a story that it kind of comes out of,
it. Mm-hmm.
Ultimate has also happened before, so there is already a history with Ultimate prior if you wanted to get into it. Obviously, you don't need to.
I meant more so
But-
classic Ultimate Universe. in terms of like it being its own thing that takes inspiration from.
Yeah, I'm not talking about in regards to that. I'm just saying that I think that Absolute is even more accessible, even in a way than Ultimate is.
I think that there's a lot of references in it that longtime fans will appreciate and enjoy.
Yeah, but you don't need those.
But they're so subtle that you can just read it as a brand new reader and enjoy it
The
as
story.
it is. Yep.
Yeah, and enjoy it for the story.
And that Absolute Batman could be your Batman from the start.
Yeah. Which would be cool, I think. Don't mind me. I'm just going to have this ice pack for my neck now.
Keep using the ice pack. You're
I look
good.
like I'm about to play sports or something. This looks like I have a towel around my neck. Could you imagine Javier Rodriguez's take on Mr. Nobody? Yo, Harper, I would love to see that. I would love to see that. Actually, has Rodriguez ever done like any Doom Patrol or anything? I feel like that in general would be really cool.
I'll be right back.
Okay. I'll be here using both mics.
Oh god.
Oh my goodness, the power of 2 mics.
You can get started on.
The power of 1, the power of 2.
Don't do that.
All right. I'll get started on Bug Wars.
Yeah.
All right. I'll tell you what I know. I haven't read Bug Wars yet, but Duck has told me a lot about it. I've heard it's really good, and I want to read it and I want to do some videos on it because it sounds like the kind of thing that I would be very into. You would like a dark side universe would be more, I don't know, dark, I guess. Well, it is a dark side universe. I feel like it's pretty dark. How much more dark did you want it to be? I mean, Wonder Woman's from hell. Martian Manhunter seems pretty terrifying, to be honest with you. I think the Green Lantern book is literally going to be a horror book. I mean, Superman, I guess it isn't... I mean, the world's in a pretty terrible state in Superman. So it's dark in that regard. And then, what else have we had? Absolute Flash. I mean, Flash is like all on his own, on the run, the way he gets his powers, or whatever happened in that inciting incident. We're not really fully aware yet, but it seems like it was pretty horrible.
I was gonna say, Superman's pretty dark. His cape is made of the dust of...
The dust of Krypton. Yeah, that is pretty dark. Batman is definitely dark. I feel like Batman. I mean, Batman's always pretty dark.
Batman kept his mom, but lost everything else.
Everything else, pretty much. Yeah. Well, and he has friends. Sometimes Bruce doesn't even have friends in the main continuity. But he doesn't have money. He doesn't have resources. He's just a guy. He doesn't really have the ability to travel and learn from everyone necessarily. He's had to learn everything in Gotham.
He's just fat.
Oh my gosh. Ignore Duck. He's making inside jokes. Doesn't actually. He's not trying to. He has a brick house though.
Absolute Wonder Woman. Fat.
Oh my gosh. Like, are they all on the same Earth? I don't know yet.
Yes, they are.
Well, they're in the dark side universe.
It's the same Earth.
But they haven't interacted.
They said, okay, so in terms of that, yes, it is all the same Earth. They're all, they all could theoretically interact, but all the creators and the people behind Absolute have said that they want to have everyone have kind of their own solo adventures first before crossing over, because it's very important to establish who the people are and who...
I've seen a lot of people say that, like, I think it should all be interwoven right now. And I'm like, I feel like that would actually be a mistake. And I think I wholeheartedly agree with their approach and disagree with people that say it would be better if everything was unified. And I'm like, I would actually really hate that personally.
Yeah, Stanley,
Maybe eventually.
We just talked about the Harley Quinn Fart comic.
I haven't read it yet, Stanley, but I did just smell part of it, and it is at the top of my pile, so I'll be reading it soon. Daniel, hello. I mean, he's not fat. He's he is a brick house. Duck is referring to a very specific joke from a channel that we've
YouTube
watched.
channel
Old
called
YouTube
Funhouse.
channel called Funhouse. That's what he's referring to.
Is it
He
live
doesn't
stream?
actually mean any of this. No, it's Baking Cam.
Baking Cam.
Scroll down. Baking.
There you are.
Bug
Okay,
Wars.
so Bug Wars. Fantastic. Speaking of
I
Absolute
really liked
Superman,
Absolute Flash.
written by Jason Aaron as well. This is a family who moves into a house.
What can I show of this? Because there's some
You
raunchy stuff in here.
You can show the first couple pages.
Okay. There's some bits in here that are raunchy.
A little R-rated, could get the
Little
channel taken
R-rated.
down. But long story short, there was a dad who was obsessed with bugs. He dies. The family moves into his house because they were estranged, and then their last name is Slaymaker.
What a cool name.
The son finds an amulet in his dad's old lab, and it makes him small and transports him into the yard. And now he's fighting bugs, and there's a whole bug culture and bug people that he is.
It's probably why his dad studied bugs. So it's very Ant-Man-esque.
Very Ant-Man, very like microverse, microcosm kind of a thing.
But with bugs.
But with bugs, and
bug people.
at the beginning he had super strength.
Can I turn one more?
You can turn one more.
Okay.
That should be fine.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, you're good. Just a man throwing up.
Nothing to see here. Just a man thrown up.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, he's been captured. Oh no. Well, yeah, so he's dealing with all the bug wars. The bug wars.
The bug wars.
Yeah.
Exactly. So just started. This is issue 2. I'm sure if you go to your LCS, you could get an issue 1.
Matthew Wilson on colors.
It is a very solid book all around. Writing,
Wilson's one of my
art,
favorite
colors,
colorists.
letters. It's all fantastic. And it's Image. Support indie comics.
Yeah, support indie comics. The cool thing about Image is that people actually own everything, so they actually get, proper proceeds in terms of when they make stuff.
And if you've been on Amanda's channel this week, you will have seen there was some talk of artists being shafted in terms of pay.
Honey, I Shrunk Myself with a magical amulet.
So, I mean, just a friendly reminder that everyone in comics needs your support on the creator side of things. This is yours.
Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. Yep. Exactly. That is very much the vibe. / Ant-Man. Whoa. Where can I get a comic, says Kyrie. Kyrie, I would look up if you have any comic shops near you. It depends on where you are, though. Where you are in the world as well will change that. Obviously, if you are in North America, it's probably going to be easier for you to get comics than if, let's say, if you were in Japan. I'm not sure how accessible North American comics are. So it really depends on where you're at, but most local comic shops, there are a lot of local comic shops, so there's probably one near you if you're in Canada or the States. And if you are not, you could look online. There are a lot of comic sellers that ship internationally. And also a lot of bookstores now are carrying comics.
A lot of bookstores now carry comics.
Yeah, although not necessarily like how we're buying them, not necessarily like individual issues as much, but they'll carry like trade paperbacks, which are basically collections of single issues into like one arc in someone's story in a run. So,
usually a collection of 5 or 6 issues.
I actually have a video up on my channel if you want more information on sort of how to read, how to pick stuff, and stuff like that. I have a video on YouTube that's called How to Read Comics, I think, on my channel. And I kind of go into a little bit more what's the difference between like a trade, an omnibus, single issues, how to kind of approach it if you're feeling a bit intimidated going into a shop for the first time, because it can be intimidating, and stuff like that. You've read this one too. Boom. Wonder Woman. I'm not caught up on my Wonder Woman yet. I'm a few issues behind, but I have been loving Wonder Woman, so...
Yeah, give us your thoughts on Tom King's Wonder Woman.
I mean,
run.
I really want to do a whole video on Tom King's Wonder Woman because I've been loving it.
Give us a bit of a preview of that video, if you will.
I've been loving it, and I just feel like it is so epic, you know? I feel like everything that Tom King is doing with Wonder Woman, I feel like he really understands Diana. Thank you so much, Stevie Williams, for subscribing over on YouTube. I feel like he understands Diana. I feel like he not only understands her, but also like what the rest of her allies, her friends, and her family mean to her. The ideals of the character are all there. The way that she speaks, I love. Yeah, I think that the other thing is that it's like giving Diana problems that feel real. I feel like that's really hard with Diana because she is such a powerful hero. So it is kind of challenging. I'm really impressed with both the way that Absolute Wonder Woman handles that and the way that Wonder Woman handles that, giving Diana big enough problems that it feels like something that would get in her way.
Yeah.
But then kind of finding smart ways to overcome that stuff.
It's not just woman punch
It's not just
thing.
woman punch thing, yeah. Yeah, it's not just woman punch thing. Although, you know, obviously there's a lot of punching as well.
Lord Monk, I don't think either of us have seen Odessa yet. That's a woman giving birth.
My goodness, it is.
But that's the new Sadie Sink film, right? I don't think either of us have. It's on Disney Plus. Should we see that? Is this the birth of Trinity? There's also a new Trinity comic coming out.
Well, but no, it can't be because Trinity was born in the clay. She was made out of clay, wasn't she? Another issue.
I'm not reading
this. Oh, you
this.
haven't read this? Okay. Yeah, Trinity, I'm pretty sure came out from the beach. I'm pretty sure she was born of the love that Diana had for Steve after he's gone, and then she's born in the sand. I read that part. Oh man, it's looking rough. Diana's not looking so hot.
What happened here? Why are
I don't know. It looks like everybody's dead.
Why are all the Wonder Women dead?
They're all dead. Well, that's the end of that run, I guess. No, there's definitely more going on here, but
GG.
looks like it's getting rough for everybody. And yes, Trinity, I think, is also in here. Yeah, I don't know. That was the thing. People were saying that other woman was Trinity's mom because she was pregnant, and I guess she was there also earlier in the issues. But then you see, and it looks like Trinity comes out of, like, she's born of clay, kind of like Diana was. Or, well, I mean, Diana has a few different origins, but...
To be fair, Mike Manhattan, Twitter hates a lot of things. That's kind of what that platform has become, so it is what it is.
Twitter really hates this run, the Tom King run. Yeah, there's some people that hate it, some people that love it. I'm on the side, I love it. But, I mean, yeah, why do people hate it? What's their complaints exactly about it? You could buy some comics, then go to the lunch counter in the back and get some fries and a cherry Coke. That was great. When you used to go get comics, man, I wish that we had. Well, we have snacks at our comic shop. We usually get a drink.
At a company that we used to work at, there was a comic /
Divas Down indeed, Steven.
Restaurant across the street. They used to sell very expensive kale salads that also sold comics, and then they burnt down.
Sovereign had a plan and it worked. Ugh, I hate to hear that. Well, I mean, I figured the Sovereign wasn't out of the picture yet, because we kind of dealt with the Sovereign, but I was like, there's still a story that's being told in Wonder Woman.
Yeah, that's true. Twitter does hate Tom King in general. I will admit, as a huge Tom King fan,
a lot of people hate
Tom King has his hits, and he has his misses. He's not a perfect writer. No one is.
No writer is perfect.
I feel like because Tom King takes on high-profile characters who people really love, that he gets an exorbitant, oh my god, exorbitant amount of hate, just because of that. And a lot of the times, it's not necessarily his fault.
Well,
and that's not even me covering for it. That's like the Batman run. He wanted to do a thing with Batman, and DC editorial said no, and then everyone blamed Tom King for it.
I think, like most people that will say, like, this writer is just completely bad, that's the end of the story, are always going to cite the stuff that is the stuff they don't like, but they're not going to acknowledge the stuff that is well received. And I think with the Wonder Woman run, it's interesting, because if people are just saying, well, Tom King just is a terrible writer, like, clearly those people haven't read the book, in my opinion. But maybe they have.
I mean, what Mike is also saying right now is, like, people hating on Zeb Wells for, like, what's happening now.
Yeah, Zeb Wells is still a great writer.
Zeb Wells isn't a bad writer.
He's not a bad writer.
If you read the Krakoa era, Hellions, that's one of the best books that the Hickman era ever produced. It's amazing.
Hellions is really good.
I think it's only, 16, 18 issues?
Yeah.
Something around there.
Also, what's the Carnage one that I like? Carnage USA?
Carnage USA.
That's another
That's
really
Zeb
good one.
Wells.
That's
That's
also
one of the
Zeb Wells.
that's one of the best Carnage runs miniseries ever.
Yeah, it's a really good story.
Unbelievably good.
So, I mean, I think it's important to consider external factors can obviously affect writers' runs. Editorial can get involved. But it's also just about acknowledging that, like, there's going to be highs and lows. And part of writing, part of creating any art is that, like, not everything you make is going to be the best thing. That just can't happen. You need to have misses to have hits.
Yeah,
you know?
I mean, well, there's another big point is, like, not everyone is on all the time. Look at Frank Miller.
Yeah.
As an example. I would say Frank Miller has some of the most defining Daredevil comics ever written. The man wrote Dark Knight Returns, which is cited and used over and over again as, like, the best thing to ever happen to Batman. But he also wrote a lot of garbage. I just read Ronin 2, which is some of the worst writing I think I've ever seen in a comic book series ever.
I'm gonna put on some game chops in the background.
Yeah, throw it
Should we
on.
put something on?
And I mean, that doesn't, like, diminish his old stuff for me. Dark Knight is still going to be good. Original Dark Knight Returns. When he does Dark Knight 3, The Master Race or whatever, I haven't read it, so I don't have an opinion. But I'm saying, like, if somebody says, you know, this is the worst thing ever, like, Frank Miller has fallen off.
Loud or if it's good.
He still wrote those other things. Those other things still exist.
Yeah, those other things still exist. And we're still written by him.
Thank you, Mike. All-Star Batman and Robin, which is what I read. I hate that comic. I hate almost everything about it other than Jim Lee's art, which is amazing because Jim Lee is always on. But the writing of that comic is terrible.
Are we talking about some of that in a minute, actually, as well?
Yeah.
Speaking of Jim Lee.
That stuff is shit. Straight
How many
up.
comics do you have? I don't know. Hundreds.
I have thousands of issues.
Single issues.
Single issues.
You have a lot of boxes.
I have thousands of issues.
I have hundreds of single issues and books, and like, oh, and then like if you include digital comics, we probably have like.
Oh, digital comics! I can tell you right now.
Comics is insane.
I have over.
I mean, I have access to 20,000. Marvel Unlimited.
I have over 10,000 that I bought on Comixology.
Yeah, a lot.
I put a lot of money into that site before it went under.
Rest in peace.
But I'm just saying that, like, just to finish off my point before we get into Ultimate Wolverine, which is great. At the end of the day, you can read other people's opinions. You can listen to our opinions. Sorry, I smacked the mic. I don't know if that was loud for you guys. But at the end of the day, if you want to read something and check something out because you think it's interesting, just do it. Like, get your own opinion on it. There are a lot of ways that you can get access to comics. I recommend buying them and supporting the creators. However, there are times where it's almost impossible to get a hold of. Just check out comics and read, and make your own opinions.
Make your own decisions. Definitely don't listen to someone else and make that like your opinion on something, because you know I love when people come in here actually and I'm like, I love this, and someone's like, oh, it's not my thing. That's great. Or if I'm like, I really don't like this, and someone's like, it's my favorite thing. I'm like, that's great too.
Here's the thing. Steven just brought up a great point over on YouTube. Is, like, for example, I love Jason Aaron. I think he's probably one of my top 10 writers that I will always check out his stuff. I did not like his Avengers run. I did not like what he did with the Phoenix. I did not like what he did with Thor and a lot of the other Avengers during that run. But a lot of his other things that he did, I love. So you can have moments where you have a writer that you really enjoy.
That's what Steven is also saying, that the whole throwing the Phoenix around, not into that.
Exactly.
But the Mighty Thor run, that's good. So it's like, that's the thing. And we're all going to have different things that we like and don't like as well for our own reasons with writers. But I think with a writer, it's important that you like just acknowledge the fact that, you know, I think for writers, what it's more about is not necessarily how, like, if they've ever done something wrong. It's more about like, what's their best work and how do you feel about that work?
I mean, another example of that, and then we'll get into more of what we're reading. Sorry, but just last point. Like, I love Donny Cates. I really like the stuff that he does. His Hulk run wasn't for me. His Thor run also wasn't my favorite. He did what was his indie comic that he did?
This is true, Lummox. You can also get trades at most local libraries.
Who
did?
Donny Cates.
His what? His indie?
His indie. Vanish. When he did Vanish.
Oh yeah. You were reading Vanish.
Vanish was good, but then unfortunately he had an accident, and then the comic wasn't good.
Right. Well, he didn't really remember what he was doing, unfortunately.
Understandable, but I'm just saying that doesn't stain Donny Cates for me. I'll still read his stuff. He just had some things I didn't enjoy.
Everything Donny Cates, but
that's what I just brought up. Yeah.
The stuff that you do like, you really like. So.
God Country. God Country's great. I love God Country.
Aaron's Doctor Strange run was also fantastic. I haven't read Jason Aaron's Doctor Strange run. I really like Donny Cates' Thanos.
Jason
That was really good.
Jason Aaron's Doctor Strange run is the one with Bachalo.
Yeah.
The death of all Magik when.
Oh, I've read parts of that run. I did like that.
That's when Magik. And he has to rely on like magical artifacts.
Yeah, that is cool. That is a cool time for Strange.
I like that run.
Yeah, I haven't read all of it, but I've read parts. It was good. What I've read of it, anyways.
All right, let's move on here.
Okay, let's talk about
Ultimate Wolverine. So I'm very worried about Ultimate Wolverine because the last couple issues have had him murdering our favorite people, and now it seems
some more of our favorite people.
Kitty Pryde and Gambit are on the cover.
Ultimate Kitty and Ultimate Gambit. Wow, some good art in here, man. Woof.
This has been a solid book. I was in the UK when issue 1 came out, so I wasn't able to pick it up until
picked it up retroactively.
Second printing.
We need to get issue 2.
Yeah, I still need issue 2, but from what I've read, issue 1, amazing. And long story short, in this universe, Wolverine is the Winter Soldier and is being sent out to take down high priority targets.
And his friends are trying to help deprogram him.
But the problem is,
he's really good at what he does.
Really good at killing.
And what he does is kill people.
Yeah.
So that's Ultimate Wolverine. I haven't taken a look at it yet, but I am also excited to check that one out. Have we seen Ultimate Wolverine's face yet? I don't think.
Yes.
Oh, have we?
Yes, we have.
Okay.
It is Logan.
It is Logan.
It is Logan.
Confirmed. Jason Aaron is doing Absolute Superman. Enough said, says Jack. I don't know what that means in terms of he gets a pass. Okay, so like you like Absolute Superman. I was gonna say, because I feel like some people don't like Absolute Superman, but I'm with you. I really like Absolute Superman.
Otto says, does he have a nose? Yes, he has a nose.
He has a nose.
The nose exists. Yeah, it is not noseless Wolverine.
We also got Psylocke issue number 5. I actually am gonna be taking Psylocke off my... I know, I don't want to, but I can't keep everything. Look, and I already have too much X-Men on my pull right now.
You have a lot of X-Men on your pull.
It's like half X-Men, guys. But I'm dropping Psylocke, I think. Although we'll see. I don't know. Maybe I'll read issue 5 and my mind will be freaking blown and I'll be like, you know what? I can't drop this book. This book's way too amazing. Because I have been enjoying it. But Magik is the one that I really want to stick with, I think. So if I'm picking one X-Lady book to continue with, it'll be that. Oh yeah, this is looking like... Wow, this is looking like it's crazy in here. I'll show you a little bit of it. Issue number 5. I think this is the end of this first arc we were saying. X-Manhunt has ended. Yes, it has.
It came and went.
It came, it went. It manned, it hunted.
Joker said, any Jeff books, guys?
Jeff isn't out yet. Jeff will be coming out this summer, though.
Yep. We got new
Jeff.
Jeff.
Will be having his own mini-series.
New Jeff is coming. He's
Written
on the
by
way.
Kelly Thompson. Covers will be by Gray Hero, I think, but the artist that's doing the interiors, I think is, she does like manga, I think, who's going to be doing the interiors. So.
Goblin says, was X-Manhunt really good? We have not finished it yet.
I'm reading right on Gray Malkin, guys.
Amanda's very behind.
I'm very behind.
But we
which
will let you
I am partway through Raid on Grey Malkin, so we could talk about that.
halfway
Looks like
through
Psylocke's in a lot of trouble.
halfway through a 4-issue mini.
And I am curious to see what will be happening with this. Yeah. Just all the fighting in this has been so good, I will say. I'm really enjoying getting to see Psylocke kick butt.
I mean,
That's
you know
all been
what?
really well done.
This era of From the Ashes has very much disappointed me
Mixed. I
altogether.
have mixed thoughts.
But I will say the solo series, I feel, have all been solid, except for Dazzler.
People are saying Storm is excellent. Yes, Otto, this is what I have heard. Steven said, I love this issue. This book is still my fave of this era. This and Storm. Yeah, I need to get caught up on my Storm, honestly. The solos are the highlight of this era for me. I would agree with you, Steven. I think there are a few team books that I've been liking, but the other issue that I have is like one of my favorite books, which was NYX, is going to be done. So that's a little bit disappointing. Have I eaten Marvel Man? Yes, I have. I had a sandwich. I had a coffee. I had some pineapple. I had some crackers. What else did I have today? Pineapple crackers. I had a peanut butter jelly sandwich. That's what I've had today. I think I'm like pretty full though. I don't think I'm gonna eat any more right now because I am still not feeling great for my migraine.
I'm gonna say Hulk. I'm not gonna switch to the.
Not gonna switch. Spoilers.
Yep. But Hulk, still fantastic. You should read it. It's a great horror comic. Not a lot of people know that, but
It is.
it's a fantastic horror comic. Steven Turner says Manhunt was horrible. I mean, to be fair,
Not entirely surprised about that one,
not surprised by that.
based on kind of I feel like what the lead-in sort of was.
Next, Ultimate Spider-Man, another one that's going to have a lot of spoilers in it.
Yeah.
This is probably the best book that Marvel is currently putting out, in my opinion. So if you are curious about whether to check out Amazing Spider-Man or Ultimate Spider-Man, in my opinion, you should check out Ultimate Spider-Man. It is the superior book in every way,
I think most people would agree with you.
as it is also
Yeah.
selling higher or selling more issues than
ASM?
ASM. So next, this is you.
This is Wolverine Revenge. I don't think I should open this one up. One, because we got the explicit version, but two, also because it's the last issue, and there's probably going to be some spoilers in here. And
But
also a lot of gore.
you do have some things to say about
I do
this.
have some things to say about this book. So, Wolverine Revenge was on my Patreon. I do a comic book review, and people get to vote. I'm going to actually be putting a new poll together for that.
So if you want to come over to the Patreon,
And if you're part of the comics tier, you will get to help me decide what I should be reviewing next. As this is the final issue of Wolverine Revenge, I will be reading this and I will be putting together my review on the entire series and then doing that. So yeah, we also have a comic book club over there. So that's also going on.
also quickly, for those who don't know, ASM is Amazing Spider-Man, which is
Amazing
the main continuity Spider-Man
AF.
run.
But yes, so that is what we'll be doing with this. I have really been liking it, but I mean, unsurprisingly, it is Jonathan Hickman and Greg Capullo, who are both just all-stars, you know? So it's been really fun, and I think that they have been having a lot of fun with it.
It is a very fun...
It is happening in it is not
alternate
main
universe.
continuity, it's alternate universe. So also, whether or not you're reading anything right now, it's a great one that you could just pick up and just like jump right in. And now that it's done, they'll also probably be putting a trade together. So for those of you that don't buy single issues and maybe only collect trades, hopefully in a few months, that'll be out for everybody. Because yeah, it's been really cool, so. El Honey Badger, hit with the ads. Well, thank you for watching the ads and supporting the channel. We appreciate you. Steven says the solos don't suffer from this era being disconnected while the team books do. Yeah, I would say that the other thing is that sometimes when they try to connect stuff, it just doesn't work great because I feel like, I don't know, I feel like they're like forcing connections where it doesn't always make sense, and It's just been kind of a weird era for that.
They're forgetting lore conveniently when it makes more sense for the story they're trying to tell. For example...
But also not really, because sometimes I'm like, the lore actually could support this story and would make everything maybe more connected if you just...
I was going to say, that's you trying to make the connections that aren't there.
What do you mean that's me trying to make the connections that aren't there?
I'm saying that sometimes there are things where people are like, we're fighting now, and you're like, oh yeah, that could happen because this happened back in the day. It's like, they never mention that. That never comes up.
No, but that's what I'm saying. I'm saying, like, they don't actually use the lore to support the stories in ways where we could actually build meaningful connections. So, I thought you were just saying, like, you just create the lore to make it convenient. And I'm like, no, I'm not. I'm just saying they wrote it in a way that doesn't make sense when they could have written that in a way that it actually did make sense if we either built up lore or retcon something or just actually, like, dig deeper than they're digging. Everything feels weirdly surface level with a lot of the X stuff right now.
Chemdog said, I love the moon is following us.
The moon is following us is really good. I want to do a video on that
Otto says, I switched to trades. Yes, I mean, that's a problem for me, is someone who has thousands of issues, I am running out of space.
Yes,
for sure.
I am also running out of space.
And also, Joker, yes, I haven't heard the podcast, but I've heard of it and what's happening with it, with her leaving AEW.
Hey Kojo, hey Sizzle Squad.
I have not heard of the book, though.
Cherry, no worries, good night. I hope that you have good sleeps, and I hope you're feeling better tomorrow. I will definitely be on tomorrow. That's my plan anyways. Hopefully my brain cooperates and my migraine simmers down. That would be nice. But yes, we shall see. Time Roller, hello, what's up? How's it going? If issues were board games, I too am running out of space. Yes, I'm running out of space for many reasons. Comics is one of them. Books in general is one of them. Funkos, I have a lot of Funkos. I have a lot of Lego. I have a lot of cards. I have a lot of Magik. I have a lot of Pokemon. Have a lot of board games myself. Way too many board games for the space that I have. As you can probably see in my frame, there's this stack of board games behind me. There's another stack that's back there. There's more board games up there. There's board games that are over here. And that's not even all my board games, not even close. I have like way more board games than that. So I feel you. That is the problem with collecting single issues, is it does take up a lot of space. That's the problem with books. I'm really afraid of whenever I move next. Whenever that happens, it's gonna suck, because I own a lot of paper, and transporting mass amounts of paper, it's heavy, man. Do I have Doctor Who Funkos? I don't think I have any Doctor Who Funkos, no. Just read them online now. Yeah, that's fair, that's fair. I mean, there's a lot of good places to get digital comics as well, and I mean, I read a lot of stuff on Marvel Unlimited, and I read a lot of stuff still through Comixology. I just haven't updated, so you can still use the reader if you just don't update. Yeah, you can still get a lot of stuff on Amazon.
I do that as well. I just haven't updated my Comixology.
I just wish that Comixology still existed. It's like really disappointing because it was really good for digital.
For those who don't know the lore, Comixology was like the go-to digital comics app.
Yeah, I need a bigger bunker.
It was
true.
Absolutely amazing. They had weekly Monday and Friday 99-cent sales where they would just highlight either a run or a creator, and everything that was a part of that would be 99 cents. And I picked up so many comics.
When Chadwick Boseman passed away, they also made like all of Black Panther free, like all Black Panther, everything. Everything
that was Black Panther was free for like 2 weeks.
Yeah, it was crazy. So I got a lot of Black Panther. That I didn't even grab everything. I was like, what are you grabbing? And you're like, I'm grabbing everything that I don't already have. And I was like, I'm just gonna grab a couple runs.
No, it was legitimately it was a digital comics app run by fans for fans. That's what it was. And then Amazon bought it, and some stupid executive took it over and said, hey, I know how to make this better. I'm going to run it into the ground. And then when they ran it into the ground, they said, why isn't this making money? And he said, I don't know. It's just a stupid comic app that people don't want anymore. And then they shut it down.
So unfortunate.
It was like, God, it was like the
Let's
worst
talk about
thing.
Batman Hush 2. Also, Jack, storing paper can be dangerous. I mean, yeah, if you have open flames near that paper, 100%. Unfortunately, I do have a lot of paper, but I can't really not have paper because all of the things I love are made out of paper. So
Yeah.
I haven't had any issues though with my paper. Worst thing that has happened is that in the summer it gets really humid in my place. Like it's so weird because in the winter it's super dry in here, and in the summer it's really, really humid. And so I did have an issue where my boxes basically were like retaining moisture, and so the boxes, like nothing's gotten moldy or anything like that. Everything's bagged and boarded and stored properly, but the boxes themselves were basically like
Wet.
kind of breaking, like weirdly breaking down. I don't even know how to describe it. Against my floor. I had to like scrub my floor because the paper was separating. It was very strange. So that is an issue. But yeah, I really just need to get a humidifier and a dehumidifier. But the other question is, where will I put that? Because I don't have space. I don't have space. I need to just go through everything and get rid of some stuff, probably is the more realistic approach.
That is.
Here.
Okay, Batman, Hush 2.
Hush 2. So, this is Batman Hush 2, which we already saw the preview for it, and the art looked amazing. And now that we have color in here, the art looks even more amazing.
So for those of you who don't know,
Duck has already read it. I haven't read it yet.
Hush is a series by Jeff Loeb and artist Jim Lee.
Was it a series or was it just a story in Batman?
Well, it was a story.
But like it's in trade.
It is a famous trade
Yeah, yeah.
paperback. It is a
Story.
famous story by writer Jeff Loeb and artist Jim Lee. And it is a legendary Batman story where he basically takes on his kind of greatest hits of rogues.
Yeah.
With the best art and kind of a ridiculous story in a good way. And now they have come back years later
one,
to do
Talia.
Hush 2, Hush the
Joker
sequel,
fish.
Electric Boogaloo.
Here's
And
Talia.
there we go.
There she is. Yeah, so the art is like, I mean, it's Jim Lee, and Jim Lee does not disappoint us.
Yeah, art-wise, I think it's top-notch. Story-wise, there's much to be desired.
I will say that when this was announced, we both were kind of like, oh boy, Hush 2, huh? Oh boy, Hush 2, the hushening. But then I kind of read like an article where Jim Lee and Jeff Loeb were talking about what they want for this series, why they're doing it, and just like the story. And it sounded really good. And I was talking to Duck about it, and he was like, do we have to get this? And I was like, I think maybe yes, even though we were both like, Hush 2, really? So yeah, that's a little disappointing because based on what they said, it sounded really good.
Here's the thing though, it's an issue 1. I'll keep going.
Yeah. Like, let's see. Maybe if we give it some time to cook.
Yep.
Latinum, thank you so much for resubscribing.
Still time to
Happy
cook.
11 month. Thank you so much. 8 months in a row, 11 months total.
Yes, they are doing the
Thank you
connecting
so
covers with Nakayama.
I appreciate you, Latinum. Thank you.
This is you.
Oh, 6 months in advance, too. Thank you so much, Latinum. Thank you for the 6 months in advance. I appreciate you. That's a whole half a year. That's crazy. That's crazy. Let's talk about Magik. Ooh, Magik. I still have to read issue 2, but I really liked issue 1. I heard some of you guys saying that issue 2 is just okay. So hopefully issue 3 will be the one that knocks it out of the park so that it cements that issue 1 was everything I wanted. Hi, Ricardo. How's it going? Lummick says, I have a signed copy of Batman 608 signed by Jim Lee. That's really cool. I heard one guy died because one of the shelves fell on him and died underneath his collection.
I don't doubt that happened.
I totally believe that. His whole basement caught on fire, including all of his comics. Why did they catch on fire? 6 months is a whole half a year. Yes, write that down, Critter Nation. I know what a half a year is. Talia been doing her squats. Oh yeah, Talia got that booty though.
Thick.
I mean, especially with the coloring, I was like, oh my god.
Bruce got a sickness for the thickness.
Can't help it. Don't we all? Happened to a collector I know. Dry paper can catch on fire if stored improperly. Yeah, I totally believe that that is a thing that can happen. Although, I don't think it just catches on fire sporadically. You'd probably have to have it near stuff where it could be flammable.
Unless it's the Harley Quinn comic and
That
then it just
comic
wants to
will
die.
definitely go up in flames because
Yeah.
it smells like kerosene. So now you know. Yeah, but I mean, like, it needs to be near something that would be the source of the fire, is what I mean, right? Like, if you have it near, like, an outlet or something like that, I
Amanda
assume.
lives in a damp bunker.
Yeah, it's usually pretty damp in here. It's not... It's only dry for, like, a month, 2 months at most of the year. The rest of the time, it's damp. But I don't think my paper is improperly stored.
No, you-
Because it isn't near anything where it would catch fire.
You got
from
everything in the
that.
right spots.
Yeah, so I think I'm okay. I personally would just say, in general, people often live their lives not concerned with the fact that things can be dangerous. So it's good to keep in mind what can happen to you, but also don't live your life in fear because then you won't be living your life, you know? And I feel like I wouldn't stop collecting comics just because they could maybe at some point catch fire. However, I would consider where I'm putting those comics, and I do actively keep them away from anything that I think would make it that would make them flammable or in danger of catching fire. So I am aware of that. So this is Magik, issue number 3.
Water Kitsu said, which Batman villain do you think needs more of a spotlight in the comics?
Well, I was going to say Mr. Freeze, but I think Mr. Freeze is coming to Absolute Batman soon.
He is the next villain.
Who else? I have always talked about, but this is very random, and also maybe no one else will agree with me. I think no one else is going to agree with me if I say it.
Who?
Spook?
Oh yeah, you're your own weird.
I'm my own weirdo that likes the spook, but he doesn't have a head anymore, so yeah, so he doesn't have a head anymore.
I mean, I always liked Great White Shark. I thought that he was a cool
Great White Shark is
villain.
Cool. What happened to Great White Shark? You know who else I miss?
52?
Gaggy. They brought him back for like a bit.
Yeah, he's dead now.
He's dead now.
Corpse.
Rest in peace. Mad Hatter, Lumix? Mad Hatter's a good one. Yeah, what do you guys think?
Professor Pig's
Who are
a good one.
some underrated villains that you guys feel deserve some more time?
Yeah, Robert, we were
Yeah,
just
that's a good
saying the
one.
solo series.
Orca's a good one.
X-Men solo series are
Coordination.
better than the team
Thank you
books.
for the stretch, Joker. Will you get me the Frog? Can we
Yeah.
swap the ice packs for my head?
Are you guys reading Last Halloween? I am not.
Last Halloween, I am not reading. Maybe I'll read it at some point.
At some point. Just
Thank you.
doesn't fit into the poll at the moment.
But I mean, we might go back and read it. Are you reading it? What do you think? White Rabbit? Yeah, White Rabbit's pretty cool, Joker. I like White Rabbit more in the Marvel White Rabbit. But, I mean, White Rabbit has a cool design. They kind of just did nothing with her, is the one thing that I feel.
Started off great in New 52.
Started
then-
off great, went nowhere, and they kind of just were like, I mean, she's a hot lady who's a rabbit, and then just did nothing with that.
Mhm.
But you know, you could always bring the character back and actually do something.
Calendar Man.
Calendar Man, yeah, Calendar Man. Honestly, Calendar Man is pretty cool, especially originally. Calendar Man was pretty great, not gonna lie. Whoa, look at this lady's thighs. Speaking of thickness, my goodness. Well, I mean, this looks pretty cool. Oh boy, Belasco. I mean, I guess, can we have a Magik series without Belasco? Although I think that's what I said in issue 1, wasn't it? I was like, I hope it's not Belasco. Okay, well, we'll have to see how I feel about this. It really depends on how you do Belasco. I don't
Wait, just go next.
I just feel like...
Going to the next... Oh,
Just
okay.
go right into the next one?
Yep.
Victor's ass.
We still got lots of
Love
comics.
this story. Darkchild is such a cool idea. Darkchild is pretty cool. I agree. I mean, I really liked the Darkchild appearance that was in the... what was that comic that I was reading? That was... X-Men... versus... Who are they fighting in that? During Krakoa.
Empire.
That was Empire. X-Men... Oh, it was just X-Men Empire.
Yep.
And it was them versus the undead mutants.
That's Empire.
With also the Kotati were there.
And she really wants to have sex with Kurt.
Yes. Well, Darkchild does.
That's Empire.
Darkchild does. Yeah. Darkchild. Well, I feel like Magik is just can be a very flirty character in general. Well, maybe not flirty is the word.
Corny.
Corny, yeah. Corny is the word. But that was a really good Darkchild moment, I thought. Yeah, when she's hitting on Kurt. And Kurt's like, mein Gott. And here we have some G.I. Joe. I think I have to read the previous issue, but otherwise I'm caught up. I love G.I. Joe, man. This is like, if you are a fan of the G.I. Joe cartoon, G.I. Joe the comic is like G.I. Joe for grown-ups. But still with like elements of the OG campiness. Like, look at Destro here. Look at this freaking outfit that he's in the fit. And he is rocking it. Can we just acknowledge?
Destro?
Mm-hmm. I love it.
You gotta read the Destro series. Man's rocking the fit all the time.
I can't wait. I can't wait to read all the minis. I have all the minis. I just have to read them. But I've really been liking G.I. Joe. And there's the Baroness punching him right in his face. Sweet. Who is a Joe in this, by the way. So yeah, I am excited. And the art has also been really good. The art, the writing, just everything in here is great.
Oh god, we have another Venomverse coming up.
Another one? We just had a Venomverse. I'm glad it's not Pimp Daddy Destro. I hate that figure. Oh man, I don't think Pimp Daddy Destro will be making an appearance, but... I mean, I guess I should never say never. I don't know. Maybe they have plans for that look. I was just wondering if Baroness was G.I. Joe there. Yeah. She is a Joe.
She is a Joe in this new series. She is a Joe in this. She's not very good at being a team player yet. But no one is good at being a team player right now. It's been challenging. Duke's doing his best. Yeah, it's the early days of Joe's.
Cobra Commander is actually competent. Cobra Commander is actually terrifying in this book. Yeah,
yep.
Chemdog. Cobra Commander is really scary in the current G.I. Joe from Image Comics. I know from solicits, Maddie Pryor is going to appear soon in Magik, says Steven. Oh. Well, that would make sense. Why are you upset about it? Just because she's a villain now?
Because she's one of the masters of evil.
Yeah, but we will see what happens. It would make sense, though, because there was a whole thing that happened before everyone forgot about what they were doing with Madeline Pryor. We were healing Madeline Pryor's old wounds, and she took over Limbo during Krakoa because Magik was also like, why am I running this place that is like literally connected to my trauma? That's pretty messed up. And she's like, I'm kind of tired of that. So she basically gave it over to Maddie, who had turned over a new leaf. Mm-hmm. But then Dark Web happened, and then, I mean, Maddie was she made it through that, and she still, even though they were like, yeah, because she's evil, and I was like, wait, what? What? But then by the end of that, she was good again.
Just making me
sad.
sad.
And then Dark X-Men happened, and now she's evil again? I don't know if there was something that happened in between, but I think that's basically been her trajectory. The
Infinity comic where she and Alex break up for some reason.
Oh, yes, the breakup for some reason. Even though it's also implied that Alex literally like needs her to stay alive because he's technically undead, but I don't think we just don't address that. That's just
No, we moved on.
What are you talking about? That happened in Dark X-Men. What are you talking about? Where is continuity? Where is the lore master? And why aren't they saying, I think we need to answer some questions. Or just editorial in general. Please, editorial. Latinum, thank you so much for the 5 gifted subs. I appreciate you. Oh my goodness. So much damage being done to Steven, the stream boss. Latinum, thank you so much for gifting to James, Objective, Dust Talk, Goblin, El Honeybadger. El Honeybadger, you're free from ads. You're saved. If you were gifted a sub, please do say thank you to the folks that have been gifting Latinum and Mage. I really appreciate you guys. That means we beat our sub goal. I'll extend it to a little 15 because you never know. But I appreciate all y'all. And I think we are also getting closer. We're at 137. If we get to 160, we will unlock our next Lego and cosplay stream where I will cosplay and build Lego. Not cosplay as a Lego, as some people have guessed I would do. I've never intended to cosplay as a Lego, but maybe I should because people seem to also
Dead
be
Moves
interested.
on, hello. Welcome on in.
Yeah, El Honeybadger as well. If it doesn't change or anything, just make sure you refresh the page because I know sometimes for me when I'm on someone's page and I sub or someone gifts, you just need a page refresh. Just FYI. But yes, thank you for saying thank you. You should cosplay as a Lego building Lego. As a Lego building Lego? Yeah, I should get like a big Lego brick suit. I feel like that would be fun.
You should do a Bionicle.
A Bionicle at building a
cosplay.
Lego?
Uh-huh.
Wow. Amanda's Lego cosplay.
You got like
Lego
you got like
cosplay,
cube
let's
hands.
go. Cube hands?
Yeah.
It'd be hard to build Lego. Cosplay made of Legos. Wow, that sounds like it'd be very uncomfortable. Dead Musin, hello, what's up? Kitty Pryde times Gambit, says X Punisher. Well, I mean, Kitty Pryde and Gambit are an ultimate Wolverine Punisher, so we were just talking about them. But right now, we're gonna talk about Exceptional X-Men.
Who's this goat man gonna be? I wonder.
So, I am a few issues behind an Exceptional X-Men.
Could be anyone.
But I have been enjoying this one. I think at this point, I've been liking it the most. But I did hear the last issue of Uncanny that just came out, which I also have.
Yes.
Is really good. I've seen it's getting some really good ratings, so I'm excited to read that. But first, I gotta make it through Raid on Grey Malkin, and I just don't know if I'm gonna survive the experience.
Which is why I moved it over here.
Yeah.
Because you're so far behind.
What do you mean I'm so far behind?
There's no point in showing off the new...
Uncanny?
Yeah, the new...
We'll just hold it up. I can just hold them like this and kind of show them off. I mean, I'm behind on both of these, so... I'm at the point in Exceptional where, oh my. Is this just Emma's, like, remember the times I was with all these hot guys, like, box?
Yep.
She's got her and Scott. She's got her and Namor. She's got her and Tony. Yeah, that all tracks. That all tracks. Yeah, remember they got married. That was a whole thing. Happened during fall. That we knew was coming a long time ago, and finally they did that. And then in Uncanny, I mean, ooh, it's thick. Whatever's happening in it, this is a pretty thick issue. I can feel it, it's weighty. Higher page count. But I have liked all the new characters they've been bringing into this. Just Raid on Grey Malkin is kind of weird. Oh my goodness. Oh, okay, that's her shoulder. I thought this was her boobs, and I was like, what is happening? But definitely some steamy stuff be happening. I've been loving, actually, all the Rogue Gambit romance. That is something I've really been enjoying. So, I guess we'll see. Clearly, everything works out in Raid of Grey Malkin, because we're all back at the house, so... But I don't know how it's gonna work out for the X-Men versus X-Men scenario.
This page, you gotta open it up to that page.
Okay. Good cover on that X book. Yeah, it's a great cover. The Exceptional one, Lumix, or you mean the Uncanny? Both are pretty good covers. I really like the Exceptional though. I feel like the Exceptional covers have also been very clean, which I like. I'm not enjoying Gale's writing either. Sinister back already, give him a rest a bit longer after End of Krakoa. Didn't Jean kick his butt enough? Look, Sinister is always gonna Sinister. I feel like he's the one villain that if they brought him back all the time, I'd be like fine with that. All right, y'all. Guess I'm doing the rest of this in a bit of a rogue accent because Critter Nation has redeemed the dialect practice. Yeah, I feel like I've been enjoying the voices that Gale's been doing for these characters because I feel that a lot of them speak the way they should be speaking. Even in Raid on Greymalkin, the one thing I said about that event is that, or crossover, whatever we want to call that, is that everybody's voices are actually perfect. That's exactly how they be talking, but what they're saying to each other, now that's where I have a problem with.
That's where I draw the line.
That's where I draw that line, sugar, because I feel like the conflicts that we're getting into, where's the basis for it, you know?
None of it makes sense to me.
None of it, the way we built that up, the way we approach that, it just doesn't make no sense. So, I don't know, but I'm hoping once we get past Raid on Greymalkin, we'll get back to the writing that I was enjoying, which was happening before. So we'll see what happens. I'm only about halfway through, too, so we'll have to wait and see.
Open up that Batman issue
All
to
right,
where I gave you.
Absolute Batman, and Duck has picked a page for us. Life jackets. Oh my goodness. Oh, I didn't know you could do that with a life jacket. Oh, and even the baby? Oh my gosh. He gets yeeted there. Batman just straight up kicked that baby. Can I say that on YouTube?
Not really.
Maybe I can say it if I have an accent. Maybe it won't pick it up. That's pretty crazy. Oh my Lord. Oh my goodness. Well, that's what happens when you mess with Batman. I don't know what to tell you. Especially if it's absolute Batman. Got them big boots on.
And then last but not least.
The kid was asking for it. Well,
Where?
well, we'll have to wait and see. I don't know about that. I haven't read that issue yet. I'm very excited to be reading Absolute Wonder Woman, though. I'll tell you that much. This looks like it's going to be downright delicious.
The art for this issue is
I've heard
spectacular.
the art is amazing. We have a guest artist on this one. Who's the guest artist again? Here we go. The lady or the tiger? Well, my bet's on the lady, I think, if it's Wonder Woman. Mathilde Elouis. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but am I?
Mathilde Elouis.
But I'm also going to be saying everything probably pretty French because that's just because I'm Canadian, so, you know, that's what I do.
No Godzilla vs. Fantastic Four. That did come out. Unfortunately, not on our poll list.
Wonder Woman is my new fitness inspo, by the way. Absolute Wonder Woman. Look at her here. Look at those freaking abs. Look at those arms. Damn. She looks so strong. And I love the colors in this issue. So wait a minute now. Wait a minute now. So that's also the colors then. Art, lines, inks, colors. Wow, this must have taken a while to do, this issue. It's crazy. The art's really, really good. Let me see if I can find something. I don't want to spoil nothing, but I'm just going to look for one of the best. Oh, I did like this page even. Let's just take a look at this. Look at that. Is this painted? Do we know?
You asked me that before. I'm going to give you the same answer I gave you then. I do not know.
I do not know, but it does look like it might be painted in terms of how they do their art. All right, well that's Absolute Wonder Woman. I'm going to let go of that dialect for now, but I hope you guys enjoyed.
That is all.
That's all of our
So,
issues.
you know what that means.
Daredevil Born Again.
That's the end of the comics, which means that is the end of me.
That's the end of you.
Back into the shadows I go.
You don't want to talk about Daredevil Born Again? You watched it.
No.
Okay. Well, goodbye. I guess we'll just talk about Daredevil Born Again.
Goodbye, everyone. It's been lovely talking comics with you all, but it is time for me to go back to my cage.
Have I been reading Zatanna? I have issue 1. It's near the top of my pile, but I haven't read it yet, Mage. But I've heard very good things, and it's Jamal Campbell, so I feel like I'm not going to be disappointed. Have you been reading it? Have you been liking it? What are your thoughts?
Back to my content cage, where Amanda keeps me.
Wait, your content cage? I don't... You have your mic on.
I have to keep editing until my fingers bleed, and then it's a 2-hour rest before I'm woken up with a splash of water from your bucket, and then it's back to editing.
Give me your mic. Stop saying these things.
Please like and subscribe, otherwise you might not see me again, and the food will run out in the content cage.
There's no content cage. Don't listen to Duck. But also if you support, it does support Duck as well, who does work on a lot of my stuff and does a great job, and who I could not make as much content as I do. I couldn't even make any of the content that I make without Duck, honestly. Duck is literally the other half of everything that you see, except for maybe, I guess, the streams. The streams are the only thing that are pretty much 100% me. But Duck even makes, I mean, that Split Fiction thumb, you guys saw that one with me and Lucy? Duck. And inspired by James's thumb. James and Elise from Funhouse. They have their own channel. Lummox says, I believe you, Duck. Joker says, Duck, is Amanda a good boss? Well, apparently not if I'm keeping him in a cage and waking him up with a splash of water from a bucket. I sound like a terrible boss, honestly. I sound like a villain. There is no cage. I would like you to all know. The Edit Bay. The volume set for the new Uncanny X-Men drops on April 8th over in the US. The volume set. The volume set? What do you mean, like the trades? El Honey Badger? He likes the cage. Yeah, he likes the comfort of the cage. If there was a cage, he might. Is it a cage or more of a pen? It's not, it's neither. It's neither. He has literally gone to the second room. But there are no cages in it, I promise. There's a lot of books, though. A lot of books. Your ex kept you in a cave? That doesn't sound good. No, there are no cages. There are no cages, and there are no caves either. Definitely no caves. Omnibus? Yeah, for Uncanny, maybe. I don't know. What's next, says KHM? Next, we are talking about Daredevil Born Again. So if anyone has anything they want to talk about with that, let me know. I did watch episodes 5 and 6 and loved it. Thought it was so good. So I'm definitely down to talk. But we might have to give people a spoiler warning if they're not caught up. How are people feeling about Daredevil Born Again? I've been reading Massiverse, Ghost Machine, and Giant Generator books from Image. Nice, Mike. Love that indie support. I also have been reading Massiverse. I just need to catch up on some Radiant Black right now. I'm a few issues behind. And I've been reading from Ghost Machine. I've been reading Rockefellers. Duck has been reading Geiger. Duck was also reading, what was the other one? Redcoat. And I was also reading Hyde Street, but unfortunately I had to drop Hyde Street off my pull, but I still want to read it as well. That just sounds like a plot to a future Harley fetish comic. Steven, honestly, it does. You're not wrong. It's a storage unit, actually. It's, I mean, Duck literally went just to the only other room I have. That's my bedroom. That's all. The cage is locked. That's the bedroom. That's where Duck is gone. I actually tell Duck that he can sit out here when he leaves if he wants. He doesn't have to go even over there, but he prefers to go over there. He's like, let me sit back in this cage. We need a duck cam. Yeah, like how other people have, they'll be like, this is my cats, or this is my dogs, or my bunnies. I should have a duck cam, just with duck on it. It's my duck cam. Guys like forts. Cages are like forts. All right, where are all the guys in chat? Can you confirm that you all like forts? Yay or nay? I feel like that's a broad statement. I'm sure some people like forts, and some people do not. Forts like what? Like forts that are made out of blankets? Because I love a blanket fort. Not a guy though, but love a blanket fort, honestly. Daredevil Born Again is getting better every episode. I agree, ChemDog. It is like building on itself, and I am very excited for these next few episodes. I think it's gonna get really crazy, guys. I think I had a lot of friends that were like, but it's slow, and like he's just Matt, he's not Daredevil right now. And now I'm like, get ready, because it's about to go down. It's about to go down. But also I was explaining to some folks that that is kind of how Daredevil is. I mean, Daredevil does wrestle a lot with whether or not he should be Daredevil, even in the comics. So it's just a pretty constant struggle for Daredevil, alas. Yeah, I believe it. I will have issue 1 through 6. I was trying to buy the issues, but I'm way too behind, so waiting for the set volume. Oh, okay, I got you. So you're waiting for like the trade? Is that what you're saying, Honey Badger? Like the first trade for Uncanny is coming out? That makes sense, that makes sense. The cage is his safe space. Mage says, Amanda, you should talk to a doctor about getting Nurtec. It does wonders for migraines. Nurtec, I will have to look it up. I do have a appointment coming up soon with my doctor, so Nurtec. This does sound promising. I'll ask my doctor about it and see if it's maybe something that could be right for me. Do you take it when you have one, or do you have to take it like every day? That's the only thing. Because I don't really want to have medication that I take every day. But if it helps with my migraine, it could be worth it, because my migraines are pretty bad. Feet in hot water helps. Yes, I know. I do that. I do that. You set up a cam and he's actually in a cage with one empty drinking cup inside? He would not be. He would not be. Like I said, he also insists on like not being in the same room when I'm streaming. But I think it's because it's also dark and could be distracting. Like if you want to read, it's not the best room to read in with the blue light while I'm streaming. I'm also thinking, though, of swapping out my background a bit and maybe like getting something like here behind me to kind of break up the space a bit for if people are here and they want to do something or whatever. Most of the time when you have a headache, they say it's dehydration. It's definitely not dehydration for me, Otto, but yes, that can be a common occurrence. You all have seen how much water I usually drink daily, so thank you for the hydrate, Joker. Mage says, when you have one. Oh, great. Oh, that's awesome. Okay, cool. Yeah, as long as it's not preventative like a daily, because I know sometimes with migraines they can do stuff like that. The duck has left the pond. He has. That just sounds like a plot. Yeah. Omnibus. I think it's just a trade that we're talking about, Rob. Have I seen Odessa? No, I don't think so. Oh, that's the movie that people were talking about, I think, earlier with Sadie Sink. I have not seen Odessa, no. Was not on my radar.
No Odessa.
No Odessa? Is it on Netflix?
Disney Plus.
Oh, Disney Plus. Okay. Interesting. Yeah, it wasn't on my radar. That was like the other one, though that one is on Netflix. The one with Millie Tom in it and Chris Pratt. But I looked at the book, and the book looks really interesting. And people were like, if you like the book, you won't like this movie. And I was like, oh, that's a little bit disappointing. Electric State. But we'll see. I might watch Electric State. I was talking to someone on OF about that one. I'm gonna put chat back up on the screen because I think we have space for it now, so you can all see each other's chats if you would like. There's my chat box right there. Do I ever get headaches from so much screen time? I don't know, because I wasn't really on screen too much yesterday. I mean, I guess I was filming stuff, so maybe that could be part of it. I don't actually know what causes my migraines, but I think there's a combination of factors. I think hormones are a big part of it. I think it has to do with hormones in my brain that causes a lot of my migraines. So I don't really know, but I also know that migraines run in my family, so it could also be genetic. It's very hard with migraines because we don't really know what causes them in general. Like, there's so many different factors that can attribute to them. It's really hard to just be like, oh, it's just like this thing. And it could be a multitude of factors. It could be genetics mixed with hormones, mixed with like something I ate, or yeah, lights, or I don't know. But I know that I get them less than I used to. I think part of it was stress, but I think I have less stress now. So I think that has been good. I think I should do more stretching, more preventative stretching, honestly, because I did find some really good stretches that I love doing for migraines. I think I shared them with you guys in the Discord in the migraine channel. Those are really good, but I feel like I should just do those daily. Like if I did them every day, they would prevent it, because even earlier, Duck was giving me like a bit of a neck massage, and my neck is really messed up right now. So I don't know if that's as a result of the migraine or that's what's causing the migraine. That's the other thing that's hard to tell, because when you get a migraine, you just also get tense from it. You filmed a movie in Los Angeles. You got to work with Green Day and Jenna Fisher from The Office. That's really cool, Honey Badger. That's cool. I hope you had fun on set. What were you doing on the film? How big is the cage? Well, it's just a room. There are no cages in it, but oh my goodness. What happened to my neck? Nothing. Oh my goodness. Nothing happened to my neck in particular. It's just my neck. That's just my neck. My neck isn't always like this, but sometimes it is. Rob says, I don't have Disney Plus currently. I do, but I just haven't seen Odessa. I have been watching Gargoyles on Disney Plus. Rum, what is rum good for migraines, Rob? I don't really drink very much. I have like a drink a month. Or can rum cause migraines? Possible. I have found not really drinking has helped with my migraines, but I still get them, so it hasn't cured me. Haven't seen Daredevil Born Again yet. Still have to watch season 3 and The Defenders. Fair enough, Mike. Fair enough. I will say it's pretty good so far. I am also watching through Daredevil, the Netflix series, as well while I'm watching Born Again, and that has been really fun to revisit. It's a fun watch, Lord Monk. I'll have to check it out. The Russo brothers haven't made a single good movie outside of Marvel. Really, Steven? What have they been working on? I'm not as familiar with their full resume. I only really know the Marvel stuff, I think. Oh, they did Electric State. Oh, no. Although I don't know. Like I said, some people have said it's good, so I'll have to watch it. I'll have to watch it, but I know people that said that they liked the book. Some of those folks were disappointed. Both are true with rum. It can be used to cure or used to cause migraines. Another thing to blame parents for. Yeah, I mean, really, my dad is the one who has migraines. My mom doesn't. So it's my papa's fault, potentially. Can I play video games now, or are we just chatting? I think we're just gonna chat because my head is hurting and I am gonna be on tomorrow playing video games. So I don't really want to do anything that will cause it more pain. And the one thing I do know about my migraines is that lights and screens can cause them or make them worse. That is an element. I don't know if they actually cause them, but making them worse is definitely a thing. I get very sensitive to light when I have a migraine. Like I have my 2 lights on here right now, and I feel like it's definitely making it slightly worse, but it's not so bad that I can't deal with it. I also did take some medicine for it, so it is dulled the pain that I'm feeling, but it's still not great. Actually, I think I could take some more right now. I'm contemplating that. I could take more medication right now if I wanted. I'll take it after stream, before I go to bed. I had to take a break from Evil, so watching Deadwood right now. Yeah. Yeah, that's fair. Actually, I might not even take medication. Maybe I'll stretch after. I'll do my stretching, and then I'll see how I'm feeling, and then if I still need it, then I'll take it. X-Manhunt does lead into something. What's it leading into, ChemDog? What's coming up next? Does it lead into something that you think looks good, or does it lead into something that you're like, I don't know about that? Gargoyles is an excellent series, Marvel Man. And you know what's crazy is that I remember watching Gargoyles when I was younger and loving that show. And I don't think I fully retained that show. You know, like I remember elements of it and I remember loving it. And I remember just like, I don't know, loving it because it was Gargoyles. But now going back, I'm like, I loved it because it's just good. Like it's so well written. It's amazing. Honey Badger said, so the movie is called New Year's Revolution. And I played the guy who sets up the New Year's party event where Green Day performance happens. And I only had like 5 lines in 3 different scenes. So hope, like fingers crossed, that my scenes don't get cut from the final edit. Fingers crossed for you, Honey Badger. Hopefully they don't. Filmed it this Tuesday. I got a free suit from the set. Sadly, they didn't let me take pictures, but I got to act next to Green Day. Yeah, usually you can't take pictures on a set like that. Or like, if you take pictures, you definitely can't post them, you know? That's the thing where people are always like, you never talk about like the stuff that you're doing. And I'm like, a lot of the times I can't really, it's kind of a faux pas, but it's also interesting because I was at a friend's party and one of the people that was invited to that party wanted to connect. So we were chatting and they were saying how much they enjoyed like all the cosplay stuff that I do. And then I was there on set right now filming a series. And I was saying like, oh, because they're like, oh, because I'm an actor. And I was like, oh, I'm also an actor. And they were like, oh, I never knew because you don't like post a lot of stuff about like your acting. And I was like, I have to still respond to them. But basically the thing I'm going to say is like, yeah, I just don't because one, I feel like a lot of my content is already in this other category. So I feel like it just kind of confuses a little bit what I'm doing. And 2, I'm just never really sure what I can and can't post. So I really only post stuff about things that I've done after they're already out. And then I post stuff. And even when I'm on set, I'm usually like nervous to take pictures. Like I'll sometimes take pictures, but you can't really post anything until things are out. Otherwise, people will not be pleased with you. So yeah. That sounds really cool. That sounds like it was a fun time. I like you got a free suit out of it. That's always sweet. People let you keep wardrobe from set, let you take it with you. I've bought some wardrobe on set and it's pretty fun. And you also get it usually for less than what the wardrobe costs, which is pretty cool. And I've also gotten some free, like I got some free boots one time when I was on set, which is pretty sweet. Let's play Helldivers 2 tomorrow. I have Helldivers 2. But tomorrow we're going to be playing some Assassin's Creed Shadows because I'm committed to the grind. Tomorrow is Friday already. I know it's Friday already. The month is zooming indeed. It is zooming. You've been watching DD on Disney Plus. Yeah, DD is really good. Season 3 of Gargoyles is actually the SLG comics and not the TV Season 3. Yes, this is true, Otto, because Greg Weisman did not like the Season 3 that they did for that show. So that's the one that Greg wrote for SLG, which Dynamite is actually going to be collecting because they're doing Gargoyles comics right now as well, which is pretty cool. And that's, I think the Gargoyles comic that they're doing is season 4, and then there's also some comics that come after that as well. Gargoyles actually had some heavies. It did. And you know, like going back to it, I was like, this is crazy that like so many children watched Gargoyles and just, it's so heavy. It's so heavy. Demona cosplay, yo, that would be sick. You know who was a great one? Gracie the Cosplay Lass. I don't know if I would do Demona. It's a lot of body paint. I'm not big into doing body paint because it's a lot of cleanup, and I don't really have like, I have a very tiny bathroom, so it's not great for like full body cleanup. But if someone else hosted me when I did it, maybe. Also, you gotta body paint or find a good body painter. I'm gonna wait.
I hope they announce Holberry Fank for Doomsday later or have them as a surprise. I'll be disappointed if only men come back, not Storm Jane.
I agree, Steven. I was wondering where, you know, some of our famous ladies were. However, they did say that Rebecca Romaine is coming back, so we do at least have Mystique coming back. I don't think that's going to be the full cast, though. I think there's going to be a lot more people. I think that's just some of the folks, because there were also a lot of people that weren't mentioned that we saw in that concept art, so unless all of that concept art really got scrapped, which I don't know if that's what happened, we'll have to wait and see. I do want to play some Helldivers too at some point, though. That does sound fun. So hopefully soon we'll be able to do that. Also, thank you so much for the $5 super chat, Steven. Healing back up. Thank you so much. I would love to see everyone, honestly, from X-Men come back. Wouldn't that be the cutest little reunion ever? They also didn't say Hugh Jackman, and I feel like Hugh Jackman's got to be in it, right? Like, he's got to be in it. I didn't like how one of the actors was just being a complete a-hole to the camera crew. Whoa, who is this actor that was a jerk? Maybe you can't say, maybe you shouldn't say, but yeah, that sounds pretty jerkish. I don't know why some people are like that. But I don't know, some people, maybe they were having a bad day, or maybe they just got a lot of ego. Let's just say that Hickman isn't through with Professor X, Amanda. Very interesting. Huh? Imperial, yes. Yeah, this month has gone by fast. I agree. The cool thing is that Jenna gave me the agency in school if I want to continue in the film path. For like you got an agent out of being on set, you're saying? Or you mean like you have an agency you could follow up with? What school? You can get wongs from that girl in Quebec who makes them from hand. You can get what? Demona was the villain in Gargoyles, but one of my favorite villains. Yeah, 100%. 100%. Too many people in Avengers Doomsday. You think, Lumix? I don't know. It feels pretty Secret Wars to me, because I feel like everyone was in that event. Like, everyone was. But I wonder how long this movie's gonna be, like, because, or like, you know, everyone has to have, like, just one line if it's, like, a 2-hour movie. Like, everyone's gonna have an actor role at that point if we're fitting all these people in there. Who will the main characters be, I wonder? I feel like Fantastic Four is gonna have a bigger role. She was saying there's way more actors than what got announced. Yeah, 100%. I'm not surprised by that, Honey Badger. That makes a lot of sense. I think there's going to be a lot more, considering it's Secret Wars too. Like, I feel like basically they're gonna bring like everyone back that they can. Yeah, that would make sense, Scribbles. Joker, literally, he's gonna be Wolverine until he's 90. Yeah, I feel like it's gonna be an interesting time. I hope it's as good as we're all thinking it's gonna be, because there's a lot of hype for this project. All of the Star Trek people in Gargoyles? Yeah, we were just talking about that today, Duck and I. Then the Daleks show up in Doomsday. Everyone shows up in Doomsday. Jeff in the MCU. Oh, I'm ready. I wanted Jeff in Deadpool and Wolverine. Remember, Endgame was 3 hours, right? Yeah, I know, but I'm just saying 3 hours still, that's a lot of cast, even for a 3-hour film, Marvel Man. Like, how can anyone have, like, how can they all have significant parts? They can't. They can't. You're gonna have some people in there that are primary, like I'd say maybe 10 to 15 people max for a 3-hour film. Then everyone else is just gonna be like, hey, it's me. Hello, I'm here too. So it'll be a lot of that. It'll be a clip show. Yeah, that's what I feel like it might end up becoming. But we'll see. I mean, I'm not necessarily even saying that's bad. It just depends on how you do it. I kind of love a clip show every now and then. If they bring Jeff into the MCU, I hope they used Bruce the Shark as his model. I'm assuming you're saying Bruce, not Bryce the Shark. I personally hope they don't use Bruce because I love Bruce as Bruce. But I do hope that we get Jeff. I wanted Jeff in Deadpool 3 though, and we didn't get Jeff. But now Jeff has become famous from Marvel Rivals, and that was before that happened. So I just wanted him because he also has a connection to Deadpool, and I thought maybe they could utilize that, and then they did Dogpool, and I was like, okay, Dogpool's cool, but it's not Jeff, so I'm kind of disappointed. We didn't get any like Monster Island stuff or anything like that. It's a huge cast, but maybe some will also be saved for Secret Wars. That's also true. Like maybe some people will be in Doomsday, but then more people will be in Secret Wars and they'll kind of like split it up. That's possible. I liked She-Hulk too, Rob. The movie will still be shorter than the chair stream revealing the cast. Yeah, why was that stream so long? I saw someone commented and they were like, Amanda, I wish you had been live at this time. You're so good at long lives. And I was like, yeah, but what are we gonna do? Sit there for 5 hours and watch them like reveal chairs? I feel like that would be, I mean, I guess I can be entertaining for 5 hours, but we would be having some long chats about some random stuff. I'm gonna tell you right now. Most of the Fox X-Men will be more cameo based for fight scenes. Yeah, I think a lot of people are gonna be cameo based. I hope someone from Fox gets to be like a main player though. What genre of comics would you like to see get more attention, says Mike. What genre of comics? I mean, I really like mystery comics, to be honest with you. Like, I like a noir vibe. But I feel like they do get a good amount of attention. I mean, I wish indie comics in general got more attention. I think it's hard because a lot of the times when you are a content creator, everyone pretty much just wants you to talk about the big two. Not as many people are here for the indie comics chats, but indie comics is really how artists and writers make a lot of their money, or have the potential to actually make just a fair amount of money for what they're putting out, for their contributions. So I'd love to see indie get featured more. And I also feel like indie stories, just because they're not beholden to a bigger continuity, have the potential to do some pretty crazy stuff. And even when they are connected to something bigger, like, I mean, if we look at Massiverse, or if we look at, you know, how long Invincible went on for, they're usually trying to challenge the status quo in a way that is interesting, even within like the superhero genre. So I feel like indie in general, I'd love to see get more featured, but they're not really, I guess it's a genre. It's not really a genre. It's more of like just a publisher basis. But I like mystery. I like mystery comics a lot. And horror comics. But I think horror comics are basically second, you know? A lot of people love talking about horror, especially around spooky times. People always come in and ask me for all the horror recommendations, but I don't necessarily just read scary comics around that time. I read kind of scary comics like peppered throughout the year, and I don't have like a time period when I just go in on horror. I just read horror every now and then. The dog in Deadpool was hideous. I know, but I loved that the dog was hideous because it was kind of like cute hideous. Kind of makes sense if it's dog pool, because Deadpool's kind of hideous, you know? Jeff the Shark ends the Marvel Universe. Oh my goodness, I would love that. Yeah, I hear you, Honey Badger, but I'm just saying, sometimes people are having a pretty crazy day, and so there are reasons why that we might not know. And it's important to remember that everyone is human. I've definitely lost my patience before with people just because I was having a bad day. Doesn't make it okay, and I try not to do that. But sometimes things happen and they get the better of us. And so, just saying, could have just been a human moment where they were frustrated with something. But just because you didn't know who they were doesn't mean they don't have an ego. I will also say that I find actually the people that I meet on sets that are lesser known tend to be the people with the bigger egos, because I also feel like to do well in the industry, it's actually ill-advised for you to have an ego. Most of those people that are higher up don't usually, but that's just in my experience. I don't know if that's universally true. Looking forward to Doomsday. I want a great story though. Yeah, I feel like the story, it'll be all about if the story's good or not, but I think the story will be good, Otto. I don't think that we need a smaller cast for the story to be good or a bigger cast for the story to be good, though. I don't think that will necessarily matter. I just hope that if they're going with a bigger cast, that it feels meaningful. I think it will. I have faith. I feel good about it overall, but you know, it's a lot of hype, so a lot of pressure. Nice having Ronan and Kamala mentioned in DD Born Again. I agree. Oh my goodness, having Kamala mentioned was amazing, and it made me so happy. Battle of the Superhero Pets, that would be awesome. Pet Avengers. Got you, Honey Badger. Oh yeah, so she was just giving you some information on like agencies to follow up with, schools to check out that are good to have on your resume and stuff like that. That's cool. Yeah, definitely training in general is good to have, and I feel like it's good to always be training. Like if you're not working, be training. That's what people usually say. The chair stream was dumb. I mean, I appreciate what they were trying to do with it, but it did seem a bit silly. When I was told about it, I didn't even believe it was real, because that's how silly it kind of sounded. You're gonna watch The Crooked Man tonight? I watched that movie. It was all right. It was pretty okay. There were some good things about it, and there were some things about it that weren't super memorable. Bat Hound versus Superdog. Oh my goodness. I'm not ready, Joker. More sci-fi pulp horror, like the European stuff? Yeah, sci-fi pulp horror would also be good. Pulp in general is just, like, fun. Whether we're doing, like... Pardon? Cruel Universe, says Duck, as a suggestion. Knights, published by Image Comics. Anything Image is basically indie, as long as it's not, I guess, an IP. Like G.I. Joe, it's from an indie publisher, but technically it's an IP, it's Hasbro, so I don't know if we'd necessarily call that indie, but Knights probably is if it's an original story, and Bird King, published by Dark Horse. I haven't heard about Bird King or Knights. Knights, Image Comics. Knights looks interesting. Both of these seem kind of like they have some dark, supernatural vibes to them. That seems interesting. Bird King is kind of giving me some Twig vibes. Twig meets the moon is following us. I'm kind of getting mixed with like a little bit of adventure. This looks really interesting. Bird King sounds like a thing that I would definitely be intrigued in reading. Although Knights also looks good. Those sound cool. Are you liking them? I'm assuming you are if you're reading them. Yeah, can't judge him on his worst day. Yeah, I mean, like, if you meet him again and he's like that again, then I'd be like, okay, clearly this person is having a problem. But sometimes I'm like, I don't know, maybe that person's just having a bad day. However, it's not good to be like that on set. I will say that. Because people will remember that. And like, it's already hard enough being on set. We all have to try to keep our spirits up, you know? It's a lot of work and it's a lot of time waiting, so. Yesterday was the 20th anniversary of Rose. Oh, wow. Really? That's crazy. 20 years already. Oh my gosh. Is he allowed to talk right now? He's always allowed to talk. Yes. Yes, he is. And he does, because he can hear what we're saying. Do I know if we're getting Spawn in Invincible? I don't think we're gonna get, like, in the show, you mean? Yeah, I know, but do you think he's gonna show up in the show? I feel like we haven't seen, like, as many cameos. Yeah, that's what I mean, because that's when everybody was there, and we didn't, like, have that cut to everyone. Yeah. Yeah, so I don't know. I don't think they're gonna do that, but... We did get Business Baby. This is true. Yeah, so I don't know if they're gonna do that. I don't know if they have the same... I mean, I guess it's different because when you're doing the comic, you have to coordinate that at the time with everybody. But when you're doing a show, it's probably like a lot more to coordinate, I imagine, in terms of royalties. Criminal is getting an adaptation on Prime. Which Criminal? Ed Brubaker. Ed Brubaker Criminal? Oh, Ed Brubaker and Sean Phillips. Yeah, I love Ed Brubaker and Sean Phillips. So, so good. I love, is Fatale Brubaker and Phillips? Yes. Yes, it is. And I also have, I think, Pulp, which I still have to read, but was gifted to me. I really need to read it. It's on my... The problem is I get distracted by single issues, so I have a bunch of trades that I still have to read. It's like, so many piles of comics. So many piles of comics sitting everywhere, and then also bins and bins of them.
There's also Killer Be Killed, which has been on my list for a long time.
Duck has been summoned by the Brubaker Phillips talk.
I love Brubaker and Phillips. They're fantastic.
I think everyone does.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I've been in love with Brubaker since Winter Soldier, and then have been following him on all his stuff ever since then. Amazon can swing. It's Amazon. If I can find it in the wild, I prefer doing that to Amazon. Amazon is kind of my last ditch. If I can support like a local business, I'll do that. But at the end of the day, some people just don't have the chili oil that I need when I cook, so Amazon's got to be my chili oil baron. All right, back to the cage.
Thank you for the hydrate, Evil Webline. Oh, I'm out of water. Thank you for the hydrate. I took a tiny little sip. Sing mode. I will sing. This is a thing I will do because I feel like after this sing mode, it's time for me to go to. I need to rest my little head. I need to go to bed because I want to get up in the morning and stream with all of you. And then after I'll have my comic book club too over on the Patreon. Thank you for the water, Duck. I appreciate it. I'd like it to be known that Duck does not have a cage. Definitely would never put Duck in a cage. Maybe if Duck was an actual duck, but he's not. He's a humanoid duck, so I'd never put him in a cage. And even with a duck that was a duck, I don't know if it's appropriate to put them in a cage. Where do ducks sleep? Do they have little duck beds? That sounds nicer than putting them in a cage, in my opinion. Mage says, I do not know if you missed my reply, but you take Nurtec only when you get a migraine, so it's not an everyday drug. I responded, Mage, when you said that earlier, and I said it's good that it's not every day, and I said that that sounds like a pretty good drug to take, so I'm going to talk to my doctor about it and see if it's a good one for me. I assume you need a prescription. This is the schedule for tomorrow, Lumix. This is the schedule for Friday and Saturday and Sunday. But we'll see how my migraine goes, because we'll see if I can actually live. I hope you enjoyed that sing mode evil web line. Someone clip this so Amanda can be the next Disney princess. Thanks, Steven. I'd love to be a Disney princess. Especially if I were just a voice, then I could really be one, because I feel like the tattoos would maybe be a problem as a Disney princess. Although I don't know, maybe I could be the first tattooed Disney princess. Honestly, I think we need more tattooed Disney princesses in our lives. We should show girls that you can have tattoos and be a princess, you know what I mean? Let's not be limiting. Hey Vampy, did I miss the Manhunter talk? What did you think of that see-through page? I liked it, Victor. I liked the see-through page a lot. I thought it was pretty creepy. It was creepy as all heck, and I thought it was cool. I'm very intrigued to see what it means in terms of what will happen in issue 2. But yes, I really liked it. We talked about that one near the beginning of the stream. No spoilers for it, but I will say I liked that last page. I will be going into it more in depth in my Absolute Martian Manhunter review video. 10 a.m., you kill me, Amanda. I know, I have my comic book club at 6 p.m., so I need to get on early so I can stream, have a little break, and then do my comic book club stream for the folks on Patreon. So that is my day tomorrow. But we'll be streaming a little bit later on Saturday and Sunday. I'm going to try to start streaming in the afternoon. And I will be on for a while. I'm hoping to do like a 6-hour stream tomorrow if my head is cooperating. Thank you so much, Evil Webline, and thank you so much for the sing mode and the hydrate. I appreciate you. Thank you for being here. Renell, it's 5:55 a.m. for you. Whoa. Gotta be at work in 35 minutes. That's an early start, my friend. The first Canadian Disney princess? I don't know. Would that be true? Have any of the other princesses been played by Canadians? I don't know. I don't think so, but I don't know if I have enough knowledge to say that for certain. In fact, Sebastian Stan is trying to get Brubaker and Phyllis Reckless adapted. Ooh, that would be cool. Does Sebastian Stan want to be in it? Victor, what did you think of Martian Manhunter, by the way? The entire team that was there at the time Game Informer shut down is back as well. You should tell Duck. Duck? Game Informer's back. CW superheroes are awesome. Shane, who's your favorite one? Next comic to get a movie. Sabina, Mistress of Escapes. I don't know about that one. Is that getting a movie? Oh my, I don't know if that'll be getting a movie. That seems like, if it was getting a movie, it might be some kind of movie based on this cover. Not sure about that one. Seems pretty spicy. What? Yeah? Don't Stop Me Now Way because I'm having a good time is the title of Game Informer's review apparently on Assassin's Creed Shadows. I don't know about that one. Steven, Bad Boy Naruto, hello, how are you doing? Thank you, Honey Badger, I appreciate it. I don't know either. A lot of Canadians in Vancouver, so it wouldn't surprise me. Yeah, I don't know, there's a lot of Canadians lately that have also been like popping off, that have been, you know, from the Vancouver area, also from Toronto area, so it's possible, but I don't know, because and I mean, I will say this, even like years ago, Canada was still pretty well known for just voice acting talent. So I mean, it's possible. Has there ever been a Canadian Disney princess? Oh, you know what? Oh no, it doesn't count as a Disney princess, but I was gonna say Turning Red is set in Toronto. So that one's pretty Canadian, but it's not really a Disney princess. Well, this is them saying there's never been someone that's been from Canada that's been a Disney princess. And I was like, yeah, oh, well, yeah, I know that. The only thing we've gotten is Turning Red. But, as far as I know. But I don't know about the actresses. Has there ever been a Canadian actress as a Disney princess? Jennifer Hale. Okay, so there was someone that played Audrey, who's the daughter of Aurora, and she's Canadian. I think that might be as close as we've gotten. And Jennifer Hale, I think, has played Cinderella, possibly, and Aurora, Sleeping Beauty. Jennifer Hale is Canadian. For voices. But in terms of like the like a classic movie or like even a live action adaptation, I don't know about that. VA, oh, I meant voice acting. Oh, okay, sorry. I thought you meant Vancouver. Because VA is also Vancouver, Critter Nation. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, there's a lot of voice actors that come out of Canada. There's a lot of voice acting that happens in Canada that like gets recorded here. Does anyone else have like cracking noises or something wrong with my speakers? There might be music in the background, but there shouldn't be any cracking noises. Is anyone else getting cracking noises? Let me listen to the music. Oh, I can't actually hear it. Oh, I think my headset went to sleep, but now the music will be gone. Let me see. I just hear the music. I don't hear anything crazy. Hold on a second. I'm just going to turn off the music so I can check the audio. This is me checking it. So now I won't be able to hear if there's music cracking. So let me see. I don't hear any cracking sounds myself, but anyone else having any audio problems? Oh, it might just be your speakers. Hopefully not, though. That sucks. Yeah. Check it out. I think everybody else is doing okay right now. No cracking sounds? All right. All right. Yeah, I checked. I don't hear anything on my end. No cracking. Have I ever read Fables? I have not read Fables, no. It's on my list, though. I've heard good things about Fables. I'm trying to think if I own any Fables. I don't think I own any. On another note, have I seen the Elio trailer? Elio, Pixar, looks great. I have not seen the Elio trailer. Sorry, I keep wanting to say trailer. But I do love a good Pixar movie. An intergalactic ambassador of planet Earth. Wow, that sounds pretty fun. I'll have to check that one out. That looks like a good one. Tara Strong? Is Tara Strong Canadian? Oh my gosh, she is. How did I not know that? I thought Tara Strong was American. Wow. Jennifer Hale also did voice acting for Jean Grey in X-Men 97 and Wolverine in X-Men. True. And is Jean Grey not the princess of superhero comics? Sometimes. Yes, I also have The Wolf Among Us. I haven't played it yet, but I have it on Steam. I gotta give it a play. Yes, I know. I should play it. I have it. When is the sequel coming out? Do we have a release date for that yet? $2025 potentially. We don't have a date yet. Once we get a date, I'll probably try to play through that before the second one comes out, and then we can play the second one as well. But I do have Wolf Among Us on Steam. I'm so glad that Telltale is back, by the way. Did I read the Buffy comic? Which one, Stephen Bad Boy Naruto? I've read some Buffy comics, but not all of them. Matt said, never read Fables, but I'm playing the game that it's based on. Wolf Among Us? Nice. Avril Lavigne? Avril Lavigne is Canadian, but I don't know if she's ever acted. $2025, I don't believe them. Well, originally they said 2024. All we know is that it's not canceled. It's still coming, but we don't know when. Hopefully we get a Game of Thrones Series 2 game. I'd love to know what happens next. Oh, for Telltale? Well, it'll depend on if they have the license, I guess, Otto. I don't know. I know that when they closed down, they basically lost all of their licenses. Their connections with all those IPs. So I guess we'll have to see. I only played part of the Game of Thrones Telltale game, but I did really like it. It was like every choice you made was wrong. It was great. Just like in Game of Thrones. Oh, okay, Renault. Well, I'm glad to hear that. Whew. I was like, man, that sucks. Still sucks to have, to find out that your speakers might be busted, though. All right, friends. Well, I think I am going to end it here. I can feel my brain. It feels like the hammering is intensifying. So I think I'm going to end it here, and I'm going to try to get some dark room rest so that ideally I can come back for stream tomorrow. I also have some other work that I have to do, so I'll try to take it easy, but also get some stuff done. And hopefully I will see you guys at 10 a.m. tomorrow. If I am a little bit later, you will know why. Might be in my head, but I'll try to keep you all up to date. I appreciate you all coming out and hanging out with me. Thank you to everybody that supported the stream. Let's do some credits. For those of you that supported, stick around, because your name's going to be coming up on this screen in just a moment. And I just want to say thank you to everybody that watched, that supported the stream. Thank you to Duck for joining me on the stream. If you guys don't already follow Duck, please go check out Duck's YouTube channel. Thank you so much for the hydrate Joker. Appreciate you. Nothing like a hydrate for the road. I'll also give Duck a shout out over here on Twitch. Duck also has a Twitch. He doesn't really stream right now, but follow now so that when Duck is streaming, you can get in on that ground floor, you know, because eventually, hopefully, Duck will get to a place where he also can stream as well. And I will be back. Dang, I missed the entire stream. Sorry, Black Phoenix, but we will be back tomorrow playing some Assassin's Creed, so make sure you join us then. I hate that my computer will randomly be like, let me just show you all of these news articles that you want to see. And I'm like, I definitely don't want to see any of that. Stop swinging that out. Also, now Chrome is just having a minute. Maybe I have too many tabs open. Don't have that many, though. I only have like 8 open. Wait, I needed that one. Okay, and then, yes, let me play my credits. Credits, roll the credits. There they go. Thank you to all of these lovely folks who supported the stream. Thank you to Jim Minshaw, Stevie Williams for subscribing. Thank you to Lychee, Glimmers, Emo, DH Motorsport, Persei Bunny, Cherry, Latinum, Zobjectives, X-Objectives, James, Goblin, El Honey Badger, Dustdog, our mods, Rapala, Nightbot, all the bodies, and our super chats from Nick Brown, Stephen Turner, and Lumix. And thank you to Stephen Turner, our new sub-boss as well, dominating the stream. But especially thank you to Latinum for gifting, and thank you to Mage for gifting subs. Thank you to all the folks that joined us today and also just hung out, whether you were chatting or not chatting, you're all appreciated. I'll see you guys tomorrow night. We're going to raid in to Nick if he's still live. I don't know. I'm going to check on Twitch first. I don't know if Chris is here. Chris, are you here? Nick is not live anymore, so I will refund those points and instead let us raid into... Where should we raid into? You guys want to go see Bruce? Bruce is playing Schedule 1. Or we've also got Quincy Tavern who's playing some Repo. We could raid into... Bonds is doing some board games, or Terran Rogue is playing some Dark Souls. Let me know if you guys have a preference. Otherwise, I'm just going to pick. I think I'm leaning towards some Repo, because I kind of want to check that one out. Chris, yep, you're still here? All right, well, hello, Chris. Unfortunately, Nick is no longer live. So I think you want to raid into Bonds? All right, let's go to Bondsinator. Bonds is good times. Of those people that I suggested, I think it's a good pick. All right, everyone join me in raiding into my friend Bonds. Who is Bonds? Bonds is a fantastic board game streamer. She's playing some board games. She does other games too. She's just got great energy. She's super funny. Just a lovely human. I once played Bop It with Bonds, and it was one of the most entertaining games of Bop It ever. So, yeah. Also, we should do a Bop It stream sometime. I freaking love Bop It, guys. Okay, I'm going to send y'all over there, so I'll see you over there. Say hi. Here's the things. If you guys want to copy and paste some Fang Gang raids, you can do so like this. I'll put the little Jeffs. For those of you that have access to the emotes, I'll see you guys over there. And until next time, friends, as always, stay nerdy. Bye! Now I wait to make sure the raid went, for those of you that are still with me on YouTube. And then I will say goodbye to you. Oh, wait, I can't even type. I didn't even copy my message. That's how you know. That's how you know that I'm super prepared and totally don't have a migraine at all. All right, y'all.